of the Adelaide Footy League Division 1 season. After what seems like an eternity, local footy games are finally back underway. For last week, we might have gathered, but today we play. Also back, some great sponsors of our live stream. The Banner Crew, 9 News, Buddy Bet, Neomorph Mouthguards, Sportal, Roll the Dice Racing, Archie's Sandals, Bianco, New Balance, Farmers Lee Winery, Dartfish, Sports Interactive, and the Moseley Bar and Kitchen. Coming up, it's the Glenunga Rams and the Brighton Bombers, who will convert pre-season plans into a round 1 win. Thanks to Filming Footy, this is the Adelaide Footy League. Yes, well, good afternoon, everyone. Yes, season 2023 is finally upon us. Filming Footy bringing you the Division 1 of the Adelaide Footy League. My name's Phil Herden, part of the stream crew. We've got some new additions to our broadcast this season. To my right, a man who's going to bring the excitement, the experience, and a bit of education to boot. Tommy Javor, aka TJ. TJ, welcome to the broadcast.
Phil, you can smell it in the air, all the excitement at Glenunga, Webb Oval, the liniment, the excitement. Even smell someone smoking a durry just behind me. It's all happening. It's going to be a huge game, Glenunga Brighton. Can't wait.
More of that where that came from, folks. Also joining us on the boundary, giving us a great perspective up close in the huddles, the player interviews, what's happening on the boundary. Beck Northcott joins us. Beck, welcome to the broadcast.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here. It's a beautiful day, perfect day for round 1. So looking forward to getting out there.
Blue sky aplenty, a big football match will give you the history, the teams, the coin toss and the game coming up after the break.
9 News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable, so basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Darcy Mitchell, who goes in turn. Long ball down to the forward line here. Line of goal again. They look for it. They play strong, disciplined football here. Repeat stoppages and leg there. Just making the play there, Glenunga. And they'll have their first shot of the season, 45 metres out. Pretty much close to directly in front. It's that man, the milestone man, Lincoln Bennett. Of course, Lincoln, the twin of Liam, both played in the 3 premierships.
That would have been quite something to win 3, because it's not often done in the Adelaide Footy League, is it?
No, it's not. Normally the third one's not the charm for people. But yes, Liam currently I think he's into state teaching now. I had the pleasure of coaching Liam last year. So, and the tip rat, Bo Schwartz, my favourite player. Watch this young man. He's more exciting than his mullet even. He's a superstar. But it's Lincoln Bennett coming in again. A deliberate approach, about 43 metres out. Looks good off the boot, but watch for the reaction. They'll get around him in his 150th. Phil holds up 2 fingers there as if he's on between the posts and scores a level here. It's 1 straight goal apiece.
Yeah, good segue there, TJ. Between the posts, all that you need to know about the Adelaide Footy League coming your way. Just keep track of the Adelaide Footy League Facebook page. Also, tomorrow night will be the weekly wrap. All the scores around the men's and women's league games and the ladders, plus plenty of goals of the week, marks of the week, photos, to keep track of all that happens in the Adelaide Footy League. And with 70 clubs, there's a lot that happens in the Adelaide Footy League. Just keep your eye on the Facebook page.
70 clubs, 1,000 stories, and 1 more ball up. A scores level here at Webb Oval. Wonky jumps too early. The Brighton ruckman probably arrests control there. Again, at ground level, ball bobbing around like the proverbial cork in the ocean. But it is Brighton that come away with it and release rearward. All yours, Phil Herden.
All right, well, the attempted kick has been smothered. Glenunga a chance to go forward. The man in the light blue boots kicks it into the pocket where it's a 2-on-1. But the one is winning well. Gets it across, I think, to
Bennett.
Bennett's kick. Well, he's had 2 shots. He's 1 goal 1. But he has put the Rams in front. Early days here at Webb Oval. It's Glenunga 1-1-7, Brighton yet to score.
And just Brighton looking for the shorty on the way out there. Didn't quite work, but they go down the line now. And it is the tip rat Schwartz just getting his hand on that big body of Abe Schwartz. He'll be hard to work off the ball as he extracts the ball beautifully. Again, it's bouncing around and just over the top there. I think a bit sloppy from, might have been Tully Kennett, free kick Brighton. Just make mention as well of the kids playing today. There's a couple of young fellas playing in Tommy Boyan, the boy in the blue boots, number 29, and Gabe Lagana, playing, I think, his first A-grade game.
All right, Boyan in the blue boots. Remember that. As it's on the outer side, where the Glenunga side have kicked it into space. Too much space. And one thing I'm going to have to get used to this year, TJ, or readjust at least, is that we do have the last disposal rule now.
Only between the arcs, is that correct?
Oh, I didn't even know if that was a thing. Okay.
I think you might find it is.
Colin Ralston, I'm sure, is watching and will send a text.
And if you are watching, Colin, you had the umpires in green for the Golden Grove game. Just something to work on. A bit of room for improvement. That was at Payneham today.
Oh, right. So you've warmed up with something at Payneham. I've warmed up with something at the Bay.
Yes.
Big fly, no mark. Brighton are trying. You've got the opening goal now, have it? They work it around the back of the pack, around the corner, straight down the throat, though, of a Glenunga defender. Wonky. What's their first game since 2020? Gee, that seems like a long time ago.
Yeah.
The man in the blue boots, one of the debutants. Inside forward 50. Good lead, strong grab. And Glenunga will get their second shot on goal coming right up.
Don't want to correct you, mate. You're the senior caller here, but that's a different man in blue boots. That was Darcy.
We got 2 in blue. Oh,
that was Darcy Mitchell. Kicking to new recruit Lyndon Hupfield. I mentioned him in the pre-call. West Adelaide. He played plenty of games at West Adelaide. Plays a big centre half forward, full forward, and he will straighten them up. And
haven't they read the commentary rules? 1 player in blue boots.
Yes, Tommy Bilby making way for Abe Davis, and yes, the throw is back. A bit of 2003 Guy Sebastian about that look. But
so him and Liam could have a throw. Our cameraman could have a throw off.
Not a man you'd want to have running through you here, as it is Lyndon Hupfield with his first shot for goal for the club from just inside 50, and he had smoked that like a Cuban. That is straight through the middle. Glenunga, beautiful kick there. 2 goals, 1-13. Brighton, 1 straight goal. Phil, it is my first call, and pardon my ignorance, but can the viewers at home see the score?
Possibly not. So
I'll keep mentioning it then.
We should just pretend we're on radio.
Yes.
And make sure that we give the score often.
And Harry Prosser just coming on for his first run, replacing Jack Scott. While on the Brighton side, it is Aaron Warner about to make his first run for the day, I believe.
Lyndon Hupfield's footy career began with St Clair
Yes.
We're talking New South Wales, Sydney St Clair Juniors.
Yeah, watch out for number 1 for Brighton as well, Otis Carthy. 254 games for the Bombers over a decade, a really serviceable veteran.
We're back in the middle. It will be the Bombers with the clearance. This is through Jack Chalmers. Bouncing ball. Took a bit of a crock over bounce.
Eager. Beautiful play there. Sorry, Phil.
Nice smother.
Yep.
Ball spills out now. Glenunga will get. That's a huge kick. Some really good deep penetration already on the centre wing. Picked up by Jordan Wheatra. He's disposed of it. Oh, there's an unintended smother with the head. I think they call that a falcon still, don't they?
Yes, a Falconian, yes. And it is Brighton now in Justin Evans. Now, he's 55 out, but one thing we've noticed early, and it is only early, the ball's carrying well, isn't it, Phil?
The ball is carrying beautifully and straight.
And let me ask you this, is the Glenunga 50 really a 50, or is it a 47.2?
That was my question of you. Spent this morning down at the Bay, and I think they've got a similar thing at Glenelg Oval.
Yeah.
That 50 is so close to the centre square, you'd have to ask. But got under it. Nice chip if you're in the sand at the 9th of Grange, but
it was horrible.
Not great looking for a shot.
Yeah.
But Glenelg are going to clear Bilby. We'll do it. We'll get it out there to the outer side. I notice, TJ, only because I'm struggling to see out that far, that Glenunga are taking the ball every time on the outer wing.
Yes. Let's get there scared of Nathan Grommer making a mistake in front of him. A very vocal coach.
Him or you, one or the other.
So we both had a bit to say, and that was Darcy Mitchell. Had a bit of purple patch early. He's playing really well. And again, he's creating a roadblock down back. What we've got, though, is we've got 3 players that do look a lot alike in Darcy Mitchell, Nick Wonke and Sam Wonke. So hopefully we're calling all the right names early doors. It is early in the season, maybe just a touch rusty, and I'll get on the binoculars, mate, and I'll tell you that is that man, the tip rat with the ball, Bowie Schwartz.
Yeah, well, Tom Wellesby tackled him without the ball. Umpire rightly saying there's a free kick in that.
McMahon. He'll go very, very long under the ball. Brighton player leads into the ball. Again, bobbing round. Oh, little untidy there from Gabriel Lagana, I think it was. And it'll be a free kick to Brighton.
So we have gone, I estimate, about 15 minutes into the first quarter. We're still looking for our score bug and time clock.
Apologies, that was Fletcher Wiseman, mate. Sorry.
Okay. That, no doubt about it, is my man, Jarman Segal.
Go, Stephen.
In the tea saucer. Lines up. Yes, this is either a short ground or the ball is really, really carrying this afternoon. Into the playground pocket here at Webb Oval. Kick over the middle. Goal.
That's Thomas Wellesby, I think, with a very crafty snap here. Really, man of the moment there, just bobbed up in the right time. And interesting, Phil, last year it was Glenunga 12 goals to 7 here. At Brighton, it was 6 goals to 10. You'd expect a low-scoring game as Sammy Abel comes off, as does Jesse Tammy, replaced by Jack Scott and Lincoln Bennett. But I think this might be a high-scoring game. That April vibe, I've just got it. 15, might take 15 to win today, Phil.
Well, the other thing is that it would have had to have been a very uneven pre-season. Because usually you play a couple of games leading in, but this time you might have had something on the 1st of April, then you had Easter, then you had the gather round, and now suddenly you're playing footy again. So I expect to see some pre-season type rust on and off the field this afternoon.
Absolutely. Wiseman taking the ball at half forward, going long to Hutfield, and he's proving dangerous early. Big, strong mark. I'm not sure about that matchup there. Jared Miller may not, he is experienced, but he may not be the man for Hutfield. Too big, too strong. Centre clearance, Glenunga. Question without notice, Phil. Can our viewers get the audio of what's being said outside?
We do have it on 7-second delay, I believe.
Okay, I'd like to apologise in advance for some of the colourful interpretations and feedback you might get from some of those around the box that I know I can hear, and if you can hear it too, it's just passion, it's grassroots footy, it's great to be here. Hutfield. Beautiful. I forgot you can't see that way, Phil. And if that was any straighter, it'd rust. That's his second to Lyndon Hutfield. And he's been the least talked about recruit with Capkin, Davis and Sam Wonke. But at the moment, he's the one that's just making the difference in this game. He kicked his second. He kicks Glenunga's third. It's the Ramalama Ding Dongs. 3 goals, 1-19. Brighton, 2 straight goals, 12.
Okay, just what's it? The Ramalanga Ding Dongs.
Ramalama Ding Dongs.
Okay, is that just a Tommy thing or a...
It's when you're here for a couple of years, you come up with a lot of crap, mate. That's just some of the stuff.
Okay.
We had the Ramelution going there for a while.
Oh, the Ramelution.
They're hashtagging Rampage. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, you always need... And then one sticks and you think, what a marketing genius we were to come up with such a motivating, inspiring slogan.
Beautiful. As is commonplace in a Glenunga game, repeat stoppage in the centre. They'll pair off in the stoppage now. They're very, very accountable. And Abe Davis just pushes someone and says, I'm bigger than you. Get out of my bloody way.
I'll tell you what. He certainly stands out.
He's in ruck. There you go, right on cue. He's a man mountain.
The mark.
Yeah.
Now he's at the bottom of the pack.
I would have paid it.
I'm not going to argue, that's for sure. Yeah. So they're battling with it with the ball at the moment. This is Weecher, I think, who's has one arm chicken winged. Umpire says they'll take it on the tackle amongst many. Jack Scott, a.k.a. Scotty.
He won the thongs last time against Brighton, the Archie's thongs. Archie's for the footwear support you need indeed.
Okay, thank you very much. Davis has a hoof at it, but can't get a tackle away. Then comes in and lays the tackle.
That's going to be a problem, I think. Yes. No, it's just a free kick because he didn't hit his head. I believe that's the interpretation. But you've got to be very careful in this league doing any form of tackle where...
Correct. Especially when the game's streamed on multiple cameras.
Right in front of me. But I think that one's fine.
Jordan Capkin's taken the mark in defence. He spots up Zach Smith. Right in the barbecue corner here.
Tommy Javor pocket.
Oh, I don't see any signage, TJ.
No, the barbecue's there, mate.
I thought your pocket was the exact opposite end with the beer, with the bees.
Good mark there. Now, that's definitely Nick Wunke, and that should be 25. You can't touch him after he's marked it. But Wunke does look inboard, looks for Wiseman. Wiseman with a beautiful leap. Young athlete, 19 years old, great. Looks for Darcy Mitchell, laces him out, rolls around on his right, goes inboard. Tried a little bit too much then, I think.
Yeah, mark inside 50, you think maybe go back, take the shot. It's been that kind of day.
The tip rat on the left, mate, and it is right on the line. Marked right on the line there by your man, Jarman. He's everywhere at the moment.
He is.
And he's coming right. You can't see how he feels, so I've got this one. Goes to a 3-on-1 though, which is surprising, and it's Tully Kennedy who gets the ball, feeds it left foot down to Harry Prosser. It's all Brighton though, they've got the numbers down here, but it is tackled. It'll be seen over the line, and I'm actually going to have to get up, extend my neck, and look around the corner. This is getting tricky, this commentary gig.
Yeah, we do have a very tight broadcast spot here.
Yep.
Next week will be somewhere similar. Next week we're off to Prince Alfred Park, the newly renovated Park 9.
Yeah, little argy-bargy behind play here between the young fella and Otis Carthy. Otis Carthy probably started playing before Gabe played for Brighton before Gabe was born. As the tip rat Schultz just gets a free kick on the half forward line. He can extract a free kick, goes short, and looks for and finds Harry Prosser. Now Harry Prosser, Phil, you might remember this, kicked 70 goals when they were in their Div 4 stint.
Handy.
Yes, handy coming.
It's head handy at any level, isn't it?
Tip rat comes for a break, gets a big high five from his buddy Sammy Smith as Tommy Bilby makes his way onto the field.
I reckon if we started on time, we're about to tick into time on. It is Glenunga, 3-1-19, Brighton 2 straight 12.
Harry Prosser from the pocket. Looks like a nice kick, but it might just slide across the face and is rushed through for a behind. 3-2-20, he plays 2 straight goals, 12. You'll notice former Ken Farmer medalist Mike Wunke on the bench doesn't actually need to run messages with Nathan Grimer quite loud.
Michael looks like he could line up at full.
He's lost 40 kilos in the last year. He's looking fit, healthy, and all going well.
We'll go back and give the Eagles a hand when they play Glenelg on Monday.
He's doing the reverse dad bod thing. So as Gabe Lagana comes for a spell, Sammy Parsons comes on. Quick rotations from Glenunga.
He's spilled with a phantom number 11 I don't have on my list, but always love that. But it is round 1. You just have to get through round 1 sometimes. Sam Wunke. I like the way that Glenunga are playing when they've got the ball. They're siding up free players. Their work rate's pretty good. Umpire, meanwhile, says, no, you can't do that. I want to enforce a 25-metre.
Is it for Sam Wunke, the 25-minute? No?
Oh, no, it was whoever marked in the middle.
Fletcher Wiseman, best under-21 player last year for Glenunga. Fantastic young man. Kicked me in the head with the ball last year and bought me a drink. So that shows good character. As the ball's at ground level, we're battling hard. Lincoln Bennett in his 150th, and umpire will come in and says, I'll have it, thank you. Ball up. About 25 metres out from the Glenunga goal at the high school end, Phil Herden.
Definitely into time on now of the first quarter. Brighton got the first goal. Glenunga has scored 3 of the last 4 to have a narrow 8-point lead at the moment. I can't tell if there's a scoring end or not here, TJ. You got any idea on breeze direction?
Oh, and he's pinged it. Umpire strikes back, says no. Yep, you're on the bottom, and I think he's pinged. I'm not sure he's pinged there. He's the Glenunga player. It's
Hutfield is the one getting up and giving the ball back.
Guilty as charged, sir. Just to answer your question, as Brighton, they've just overcooked the ball. Parsons will eat this up. I'll come back to you, Phil. I'm not ignoring you.
Okay.
Darcy Mitchell had about his 6th mark of the quarter. He's on fire, this man. Someone might want to call the brigade, and he'll hopefully takes his time this time. A line of goal, just looks down towards the post, and it's that man, Harry Prosser, just using the hands to brace, not push, but brace, and that is the key these days. And he's had a sider from this area. Oh, no, it's Hutfield, pardon me. And he has not looked like missing all day. So, Phil, the question is what is the scoring in? We don't have one shoe off. We're not on a gradient here, but it is certainly that end. It is to the left of screen towards that end. I'm pointing. You can see me towards the club room end. There is a slight slope, and Hutfield goes inside out with a checkie, and I think that might be just fine. It is. It's his third. He is the difference in this game at the moment. He might be winning a pair of Archies. It's Glenunga 4 goals, 2-26.
One he might be winning is our player of the game. And that wins the $100 New Balance voucher, plus 3 votes into the Player of the Year. Now, this is something new.
Oh, Phil. Chomping at the bit.
Every game Div 1 is streamed this year, and every commentary team has to give a 3-2-1.
Pressure's on.
And the prize.
Can I talk about the prize?
Yeah, go on.
The Roll the Dice Racing. 5% share in a racehorse. That's $7,500 worth of horse, and it's a good one. It's not like a donkey. It's one of those ones that wins races. So, as someone that owns donkeys and good horses, you'll want to have this prize. And at the moment, Linton Hutfield, you're going to own a horse, son. Just need to do this for another 17 times. As it's wonky. Oh, umpire says, no, you can't do that.
Or at least, what have we got? 71 quarters. He's won quarter one with 3 goals.
71 to go. So I think Fletcher Wiseman's dad might be umpiring this one. He gets his 3rd free kick for the game. Hutfield looks like a man mountain down there as well. Young boy and flying out of the pack. Phil Herden, give us something.
Yeah, it does look a little bit boys to men at the moment with this game, especially after Brighton kicked the first. Glenunga have used it with precision. Brighton not. So this kick into the middle. Hot footy 1-on-1 in the T-saw, so make that 2-on-2. The ball just pops out. Ground level, Chalmers tries to get the hand pass on, but it's a big kick from, I think, Parsons. Possibly. Parsons?
Yep.
Close.
And look, there's just a little postcard of what Glenunga is. Intense tackling pressure around the ball. Brighton now looking to go inboard and release that kick, but there's just too much pressure on the ball carrier, so they're not able to get that clean possession and set up the chain links.
Yeah, when I thought of Brighton, Glenunga last year, they played Port District here in a game. 2 of the best defences in the competition, and it was almost a soccer game kind of scoreline. Today, they're much more potent, much more bold, and having some good targets up forward.
Nice chain there that started with Farquhar, ended with the mystery number 11. Might need to get his name. Beck Northcutt might need to get on that one, Beck. Beck can't hear me.
Well, we will hear from Beck at quarter time because she's going out to the huddles.
Here's a great story. Sammy Abel in the back pocket, just taking the ball and relieve the pressure there. He has played in Division 6 all the way through to Division 1 for this club, and played A's and B's in both as well. So he's played in all 12. Yeah.
12 different actual competitions.
Yep. For one reason or another. There you go.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, that's a club loyalty thing, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a great young man. Oh, he's not young anymore. He's actually quite old. So, yeah.
You know, it's interesting when you go through the Play HQ as you can these days and see where some players are. A couple of them, a couple of Brighton boys, it's Brighton and Glenelg, back to
a lot of that.
Excellent. Yep. And, you know, as you said, with Glenunga, it's a Sturt thing or a Norwood thing.
Yep. And that was beautiful left foot release there. Whilst the kick didn't count, that's Jordan Capkin, the Victorian recruit. I think it might be coming back to him. He looks like a beautiful kick, Phil. If they can get some ball in his hands, he might be very, very dangerous.
Well, if Glenunga can get Hutfield firing up forward, tick, and Capkin solidifying the defence on the other end, tick. It's going to be a even better Glenunga side than last year.
Big Abe Davis throwing his weight around the middle as well.
Yeah, you've got all 3 elements covered, haven't you?
Yes, and no surprise that the Div 1 expert Tommy Javor tipped Glenunga to make the grand final in November last year on our Between the Post show, or December, whatever it was.
That's right.
And I did. I said Glenunga PAC, mate, and I'm not a man that changes my mind. Once I pick them, just like my nose, they stay picked.
I think I managed to get away with having to make any of those predictions this year.
Helps, doesn't it?
It does. It's
really
easy to give
hard.
about the scores than predict them, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's the tip at Bo Schwartz, mate. What he can do is he can extract a free kick, a high free kick. He does have a slight knee injury that forces him to buckle occasionally off post.
Okay.
Very good at it, but it is an art form.
Knee is again another good strong mark to the
Nick
Rams.
Wonky. Yeah.
I guess if you're a Wonky, strong marking comes with the name, doesn't it?
Well, yeah.
Hutfield this time had it bundled out of bounds. Will be a throw, and expecting this quarter-time siren at any moment, assuming, of course, that we're able to hear it.
Yeah, we can. The gentleman that does the siren has been doing it for many, many years, does all 3 games every day. I've forgotten his name, which is pretty poor, but we appreciate your voluntary service. Fantastic stuff as the ball comes down for a secondary stoppage. And good strong tackling there by Brighton, just giving Glenunga back a little taste of their own medicine, making sure they feel the pain. As I don't think it's on your screen, but Nathan Grimer just doing his customary pacing. He will wear that piece of grass out during this game.
4-3-27, Glenunga. It's 2 straight, just as well for Brighton. They have kicked straight. It's a 15-point margin, and has been Glenunga for certainly the last 20 minutes of this quarter for sure. 1 minute to go. There we go before quarter time.
Yep. Ball dangerously 35 metres out from the Glenunga goal. A late one here would really make it tough for Brighton going into the second quarter, but they do clear it.
Momentarily, the bounce. Return to sender, and again another mark on the 50.
Yeah, nice little hit up there from Nick Wonky, just lowering the eyes, not blasting. And with a minute to go, he looks for Hutfield, and why wouldn't you? Look at those dukes, mate. I reckon he's got some bit of a sticky wicket thing happening there, mate.
Might need to do what they do with the baseball pitches at the end of each inning. The umpire comes over and tests the hand, see if there's a substance. But well, he's kicked 3 so far. A 4-goal first quarter would certainly announce an arrival.
Yeah. And he really was understated in the pre-season. But I think he's played 20-odd league games and obviously a lot of reserve games. I just think we underestimate how good some of these sample players are coming in, freshened up, not having to do the 5-6 days a week. Yep. It can be very valuable. Kicks from the pocket, and he can kick a football too, right from the Tommy Javor pocket. That's right, there's 2 of them. He has kicked his 4th.
Well, nice that you left 2 for some other people, Tommy. 4 goals in a quarter. Lincoln Hutfield, 6 league games with the Bloods last year, 13 in reserves.
Yep.
I tell you what, if he's playing like that, he might not stay here too long.
No. As we just see Jesse Temmie in front of our box, the 2021 Coaches Award for the B grade. Player close to my heart. Great to see him playing A grade. I did. Great to see him playing A grade, which is exactly what you want as a B grade coach. And a lot of these guys have played B grade. They've come through the ranks, and with so many juniors, there's a lot of juniors out here too.
5-3-33, 2 straight 12. 21-point lead to Glenunga. It is Brighton with seconds left on the clock. Otis Carthy with the kick towards the said scoreboard, looking for Wellesby. I think
that is a fantastic mark, Tommy Wellesby. That is commitment. He might have touched the ground. I'm not sure the umpire's paid it, has he?
Everyone's going back
he is,
like he's taken a kick.
And I'll tell you right now, I'll give you some inside knowledge on Glenunga. If he kicks this goal after the siren, Nathan Grimer may assassinate a defender. Pull out the machete, just decapitate him.
Beck, just stay away from the Glenunga defenders when you go out at quarter time.
Beck, can you find out who number 11 is for Brighton, please? He's not on the sheet. Can you ask their team any chance? And Boundary Beck, we've got her on the job. She's going to find out who mystery number 11 is. It's Tommy Wellesby from 55. It looks a high up and under. Might not have the journey. And great. And that defence just realising we don't want this one going through. Nani will kill us. So, well done there. Good defence from Glenunga. And at quarter time, Phil Herden, it's been a pleasure. 1 in the book, 71 to go. It's Glenunga, 5 goals, 3. Looks like Brighton might be 2 goals, 1 if they awarded a point there.
Yeah, that is on the Sportal scoreboard. Our first quarter for 2023 is in the books. Plenty more to come. We'll take a short break. After that, we'll get some thoughts from TJ on how Glenunga are doing it on the bid at the moment. Beck Northcote will report from the huddles. I'll try and source up some scores from around Div 1. Thanks to Filming Footy, this is the Adelaide Footy League.
9 News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
We're at Webb Oval, Glenunga 5-3-33, Brighton 2 straight 12. Let's go to the boundary to Beck Northcott.
Quarter time here at Glenunga. Just been into the Brighton huddle for a bit of a look. They were pretty happy with how things went. Definitely think that they're still in the game. Just really want to focus on getting some more spoils in the midfield. We definitely did see Glenunga taking a lot of marks, so I think they're just trying to bring it to ground a bit more support in there for their mids, and probably just focus a bit more on their ball use. Did see them struggle a bit sometimes with their decision making, so they definitely believe that they're still in it. We can see the Glenunga huddle just behind me, very positive there about what they're doing, so they'll just want to carry on with what they started there. Brighton would probably be looking at a new match-up for Hupfield after his 4 goals, but we'll see how this second quarter pans out. Back to you guys in the box.
Thank you so much for that, Beck. Couple of scores around the other games.
Ooh, I like this.
Only got 2 of the other 4 at the moment, but Tea Gully at home against Old Ickies. Tea Gully 4-4-28, Old Ickies 2 behinds.
Yep.
And it's Prince Alfred 2-3-15. At St Peter's leading Spock 1-2-8, Princes by 7. Nothing yet from Broadview or from the Goodwood Oval.
Going to script there, I'd suggest, Phil, and looking at it's only early. 21-point lead to Glenunga, but just consider some of the names still out of the Glenunga team. Then, I mean, they're very strong, but Captain Alex Herden, full forward Tom Langford, good luck getting back into full forward, and first ruck Tom Baird. So some pretty good players.
Absolutely. Just quickly flicking through. No other scores available.
Sam Smith as well. I've just forgotten Sam Smith. Key back, Sam Smith.
You're in trouble now.
He's just waved to me. That helps.
So we'll soon. I mean, we're going to flip sides. We're going to see if the wind is playing anything with this. I don't think so. What I really liked is the marking power, and with that, some pretty good directional kicking by Glenunga as well. Some good work rate to find open spot, and you had Hupfield up forward, who was proving to be the finisher.
Yeah, Phil, everything he touched turned to goal, really. I think had the one decision against him, and apart from that, he'd be going about 90% efficiency, and there'd be recruiting officer David Pittman. I might have given away a little secret there. I'd be absolutely delighted with the addition of Lyndon at this point. Tom Langford, obviously a key for this club, but he has been injury-prone. Only played 3 games last year.
Just waiting for some of the kids to clear the edges of the oval.
If I can, Phil, just in the middle for Glenunga, we've got Wonky, Bilby, Abe Davis and Tully Kennett. Whilst for Brighton, it's Ricky O'Loughlin and Otis Carthy, I believe. In ruck, we've got the big fella. You've just taken that down on me.
All for a good cause, mate.
Jed Farquhar, as he does win the tap down to Brighton. They take first possession. Number 11. We should have his name anytime soon. Otis Carthy on the left foot, swings around.
McDonald.
It's Blake McDonald, had a farm. It's Brighton here. They break early, release handball, but it is chopped off well there by Jesse Tammy. Left foot, make it your problem. Kick goes down. Wonky competes well, as he always does at ground level now. Fighting, furrows it out to Darcy. Darcy Mitchell, pardon me, I've called him by his first name. And then Lagana, the young fella, gets a touch. Handy touch. Overlap run here. Abe Davis, the man with the fro, bro. Goes down. Tommy Boyne in the pocket. Chases his Brighton opponent. Brighton should do enough to clear. And stacks on. Umpire swarms. And when they swarm, you know what they're going to say, Phil.
Yep, they're just getting in prime position to just bow a little bit and spread those arms.
And holding the chutney, that man Lyndon Hupfield will kick for his 5th. 1 minute into the last quarter, and
a beehive a minute into the second quarter. That would be something.
Funny thing is, this is a tough shot from here. This is not the easiest pocket in the ground, and this isn't the pocket they practice from. They practice from the other pocket. But at the moment, this man's got the Midas touch. Everything.
So this is not the Tommy Javor pocket.
This is not the
scoreboard playground.
When I'm in that pocket, I'm generally heading home or getting here. So, or the kids are on the playground. But Hutfield, he looks like that. He's just, again, might just be the angle of the Fadangle. Oh, but it's Mitchell at ground level. He gets it across, and I reckon it was picked up by... He's claimed it, but it is 1 point. So let's not get carried away, Gabe Lagana.
Well, you saw everyone claim it. You saw the goal umpire head over to the post. You're thinking, oh, hello. But no, just a behind.
Do we know who's on kicking duties here? Should never ask a question. I don't know the answer to. I'm aware, Phil, but I've done it to you.
I've had a morning being spoilt by numbers at the front of Guernsey's, not on this occasion. You call the footy, I'll keep an eye
Nick
on it.
Wunke again. He's been a power overhead today. A beautiful right foot kick, but to no one in particular. It's all Brighton back there, and that is Finlay Bennett, isn't it?
Plenty, I think, has the kicking duties.
Okay, fantastic, Phil. Geez, we're a tight team at the moment. He has kicked it straight to the man with long arms, Sammy Abel, 200-game veteran for the club. And he goes long down to his mate, Harry Prosser, the boy from Unley Mercedes many, many years ago. He was a Mercedes student. What?
That's some good mates who went to Mercedes.
Yeah, that's all right. And I've just missed what's happened there, Phil. You throw me, but they've gone to that man, Michael McMahon. Michael McMahon goes short. Again, to a Brighton player for some reason. And they will clear. And I've been impressed with this man's game so far. Thomas Welby, good ground coverage, releases, rolls onto the right, long down the line. But that man again, Jordan Capkin, the Victorian recruit, with a beautiful left foot, and there it is, kite, compact, cute. I think it's the Tip Rat Schwartz, is it out there? Goes long. Oh, the umpire says downfield. That's a bit of contact goal defence for mine, but it's all Glenunga as they stream down. Hutfield.
Unstoppable, isn't he?
Shades of Graham Corns in the 74 grand final at this stage, mate. He's everywhere.
First game I ever did on radio was North Woodville at Woodville, and a young kid called Heath Uni ran a mark and kicked 4 goals in the first
Works
quarter.
for the sample now.
Yes. And I'm seeing something very similar with Hutfield here, just unstoppable.
And this is how good Tip Rat Schwartz is. I've just called him on the outer wing and he's come on from the bench, so who knows? I like to own my mistakes, Phil. Might be a bit of favouritism there.
I didn't tell you about the cover-up. Okay, well, the shot from Hutfield is missed.
Yeah, just lost his radar.
I mean, look, when was the last time Brighton had a shot on goal?
Yeah, it's quarter time siren.
Yeah, 20. Good point. Good point indeed.
Otis Carthy?
Yeah. 23-point lead at the moment, 5-5 to 2 straight. This one lands in the lap of Weitra. Now Brighton have got a chance. Weitra looks up.
Long down the line.
Down the line, we're into the pocket. It looks like only picked up
Nick Eager. Set your watch by him. He was my uni placement student last year. Love the lad. It's up Zach Smith. We look after each other at Glenunga. Yeah. Jobs for the boys.
I mean, Coach Backer would be disappointed by that. The one time that Brighton had, unpressured possession of the ball and coughed it up way too easy.
Straight long down the line, right in front of us now. Darcy Mitchell in position A. Good play over the top there by that was Dylan Draper. As they just push forward now. Abe Davis, how's that strength on the man? He's a gargantuan.
Well, at the moment, there's one. Who's that?
Touchdown!
That is the Sesquicentenarian in Lincoln Bennett.
The what?
The Sesquicentenarian. You know how there's a centurion?
Yeah. I think I've got it.
A sesquicentenary is 150.
Yeah. Okay. And just to the left
Word
out.
of the day.
Yes. As it,
sponsor.
Tommy Boyum with the liquid legs there, but he got caught. Now, I think he is done there. He hasn't actually effectively got rid of the ball, so it'll be a Brighton kick, and that is an ugly kick. As Gabe Lagana, the young fella, the 17-year-old, will be back at PAC next week on 1 week proposition, and they're out here. They should make the most of this, and it's a horrible handball, but Wellesby again, he's everywhere. Everywhere, pardon me. I've hiccuped on the job there, Phil. Sorry.
He almost scored a goal from actually the interchange gates there, Wellesby. I mean, he's one of those players with a problem. He gets the ball up the field, he needs to kick it to himself, but he's already got the ball. So this is Bo Schwartz. Taps it on. Glenunga are away. They move with speed down the hillside wing here at Webb Oval, but it is our man Blake McDonald who picks it up, gets out of trouble. Momentarily, Ben Tate. Brighton returns serve. Got a player there on the wing. Now they're running. Good 3 or 4 possessions in a row here from the Bombers. This is looking better. Well, it was famous last words. Draper had it, lost it, pushed in the back, everything gone wrong. Nick Wonky's ball.
Yeah, single and 25 there. I think the umpire just got received a little bit of advice from Brighton. And Brighton might just need to slow it down, take some ball control back there. It's all fast footy at the moment. I think they're playing into Glenunga's hands, who have got full control of this game as a point is just rushed behind. But to their credit, they have stemmed the flow. It's been the 4 points so far, 3 points this quarter to Glenunga. Brighton no score, but that's dangerous. Oh, there's a savage cocoon of terror by Abe Davis. You don't want to get wrapped in that. You won't come out a butterfly. I'll give you the hot tip. And it's just spilling around now, bobbing around, but it's Glenunga at ground level, got control. Good tackle laid by Brighton. The umpire says, I'll have it. Thanks, it's my turn on the 45-metre line.
I'm just deciphering half of what you just said.
Oh, it just comes out, Phil. I don't know where it comes from.
We're in for a fun season, no doubt about that. So on the 50-metre arc, no one has kicked a major thus far, and we've been going for a good probably 7 or 8 minutes. Right, working it. It's been
the
stolen!
tip rat! The tip rat! It was the tip rat! He stole the ball, Phil.
AKA Bo Schwarz. Brighton were retreating to go forward, and was, well, if you're going to go my way, I'll just take the ball off you and kick a goal. And the further this game goes, the better the Rams look. They're on 6-3-39. Brighton stranded 2-1-13. That is a 26-point lead, and we are only early days in the second quarter.
Yeah, in full control, Phil. And look, it's great to be here. It's actually, I'm honoured to be back with you, Phil. They only used to bring us together for the big games, the state games, the Div 1 grand finals. And
the state.
I think I mentioned it earlier. Some people have called us the dream team. I'm already part of a cream team at work, but we are the stream team, the Division 1 game of the round. And today it's at Webb Oval. Next week it's at Park 9. It's going to be a lot of fun every week. And by God, I hope they give us a burger at halftime.
Or at least some liquid refreshment.
Yes.
We're back in the middle.
Bit high there, and there it is.
Yeah.
That's that knee problem of Bowie Schwartz. He will extract a free kick. They've got to learn to get low on him. He will get 6 free kicks today, and he's a beautiful kick of the footy.
He's already had 3 that I can remember.
Yep.
So he can't kick it to himself. The goal scorer puts it inside 50. Hutfield, he's lurking by that boundary line. He shrugs off one. Couldn't really do much with the second in Deem holding the ball.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that secondary tackle after you tried to clear it. Gee, it's easy to be analytical when your team, well, not my team, the team I coached last year is 5 goals up. But I had a lot to do with Brighton when I worked down the Glenelg, like Brett Backwell and Ty Murphy, one of my young fellas I looked after. So you... Big fan of Brighton. Of course, Darren Chandler, the head of the Sandful, is a Brighton man, so I might want to be careful what I say here.
G'day, Darren, if you're
yes, hello, boss. As we just see the ball ground level, beautiful chain of handballs, great tackle, savage tackle there. Who was that? That was Jack Chalmers.
Yeah, the tap forward by Glenunga into the pocket, socket along the ground, and we've got whistles blowing everywhere at the moment. Crowd getting into it with advice. What do we got
This
here?
tests our theory of last touch, Phil, that I was talking about. Is that maybe last touch in the 50?
I reckon it is.
I might just...
I reckon it is, unless they've ruled some sort of deliberate.
Dave Mitchell, is it last touch the whole ground? All the way around the ground, last touch. Okay, we'd like to know.
Yeah.
Who would know? I've just asked the Glenunga manager for some advice if it's last touch. I said, who would know? And he said the umpire. You can't put the knowledge of the man, Dave Mitchell, 20-year veteran.
He knows his football. Here comes Hutfield to intercept. Oh, that's twice Brighton have gone across and it's come a cropper. He's missed a couple this quarter, Hutfield. I don't think he's going to miss this one.
Yeah, this would be harder to miss than kick, I reckon, just about. He's all of 12 metres out, directly in front, and I reckon he'll put this onto the soccer pitches over the roof where we play our where they play their juniors on the Sunday.
Is that often a challenge at training to kick it over the netting, over the roof?
That's when we get upset as coaches because we don't want to lose balls.
Treasurer would be even more upset, I suspect.
Yes, and Hutfield has kicked 5, and that is really spells danger for Brighton. I'd predicted Glenunga by at least 6 goals today. Well, they've got that margin nearly already, and they look everything we thought they might be today. They are powerful, they are strong, they are disciplined, they are well structured, and they've got a lot of big bodies that are going to make it tough for a lot of teams this year, Phil.
Because they sort of built late last year, didn't they? I mean, they got in the 5, and then they entrenched them, and then they just got the double chance in the last round.
Yeah,
with a winner.
You were here, weren't you?
Yeah, I was here for that game.
Yeah, yep.
You know, probably the finest moment in, I mean, I guess, is Div 1 success finishing top 3? How does that equate with, say, a Div 3 premiership? It's an interesting...
Well, you don't celebrate finishing top 3 10 years' time, but you do celebrate a premiership, mate.
That's true.
The game is about premierships, so...
You look at the season and what Glenunga were hoping to do last year. And
overachieved.
Absolutely.
This year they know they're coming. And the ground level, it was Bilby to Mitchell. Mitchell's been great so far today at ground level and in the air as they push it for McMahon. He's dangerous in any situation. Fantastic agility and recovery. His second effort's McMahon. He's been a staple. He was the big name that came in when they were in Div 5 and led that charge.
Yeah, been huge for them. And great to see him sticking around in Div 1. Sometimes players do get success and say, well, okay, I've achieved what I'm going to achieve and that's it.
Yeah, you do see some of those players, say, go from Div 1 to Div 7 and stuff like that, and that can be each to their own, I guess. You do what you want to do.
So we go now to ground level. Picking it up is said Michael McMahon. Hartfield's now got about 4 players around him, not surprisingly. Hartfield's probably got to come off for an interchange gap. He'd be exhausted after 5 goals and a quarter and a bit.
I think he'd find his second win. Long high ball deep in the forward line. Well done. Good competing there by Lincoln Bennett off the ground. And fortune favours the brave there. But the old cryptocurrency Matt Damon. Where's he gone since crypto's turned to crap? Thanks for that, Matt Damon. As I just get sidetracked by my financial losses.
I got into the sneaker business, but anyway.
I did see that the other night. Fantastic stuff.
Good stuff?
Yeah, really enjoyable. Just things based on true stories. But let's stay with the action here. It's Sammy Abel. Speaking of things you can trust, many years at Glenunga, hits up Tully Kennett. Tully tries to extract a 25 there. Former Sturt player. Spent a year at uni, but back at Glenunga last year. Great to see.
As in studying or the club?
No, the club.
Okay.
Needed to play Div 1 when he was at Sturt, long story short. That's that number 11. I better write his name down. It was... McDonald.
Just think, EI.
Yeah, no.
Not sure if he's old or young.
Yeah, they go the switch here. And here it is, Capkin, the man with the beautiful left foot. And whooshka. Spins like a grown-up down to Hutfield. Good spoil there. Great defence. They might have changed the defender there. Is it Dane McGarry's gone to him now? Yeah. Or did he start on him?
So the kick around by Glenunga, bouncing inside 50. Lurking is Bilby. Couldn't quite, lost his footing at the critical moment. Brighton have some numbers. They're working it down in our little blind spot here. Firstly, kicking it over. Someone's going to...
Oh, the ball's going to hit me, Phil. Well, I got excited.
It has come close plenty of occasions. I mean, this is... Seriously, if we put our hand out, we'd need player insurance.
Yep. Umpire here. Big, strong throw. You're on camera. This is your moment, son. It's a good one. And Mitchell, just too strong there and working at Bilby. Speaking of strength, a strong man. Back to Mitchell. They look good, those two. Boyan just caught out of position, but he does find the ball, Phil.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you mentioned those two looking good. They've got some partners in the double blue colours of the Rams at Glenunga. Nathan Grime is going to have a problem at half-time. He's not going to have anything to sort of complain about. I don't mean that particularly for Nathan. I'm talking about most coaches always look for something we've got to improve on. And at the moment, it's been almost unstoppable. Maybe that kick for goal by Hutfield, who's, let's face it, case 3 behinds this quarter, along with the goal, he probably needs to be dragged.
Yeah,
that's what Brighton are hoping anyway.
8 shots at goal and a half.
Wow.
He needs to have a long, hard look at himself. He may outscore Brighton today.
Maybe that's he is at the moment. He's 3 goals ahead.
Yeah.
7 goals, 3, 51. 2 goals, 1, 13.
That's the kick. Nice and long, straight to the middle of Glenunga Oval. But at ground level, Sammy Abel in best position. Just overruns the ball slightly. It's well played by Brighton there. That's number, couldn't make out the number, but he's won the free kick. Well done there, Aaron Warner.
Warner goes, looking in the pocket, looking for Jared Miller. Plenty of Glenunga defenders. They're first to the ball. Clearance back into the middle. 1-on-1 contest. McDonald kept his feet pretty well. Spills to Bilby, though. I mean, that's work rate when you've got the extra player who gets there to help out. Then the clearance, and then the kick to that pocket. It's not Hutfield this time, but it's a battle by the boundary. Ball spills free out of bounds. It was Nick Wonke, the Ram target.
Yeah, Tommy Boyan off the Sturt 18 list last year, showing plenty of drive and promise. And we talked about that list of players not playing for. Another one not playing as well. James Tregarkis playing at Sturt at the moment as well. There's some depth in this pool at the moment here. Tell you what, the B-grade coach this year, you'd have to be blind Freddie not to win the flag.
Just as you mentioned that, we should make mention that in something, well, pretty rare for Glenunga. The Bees did get up.
Yes.
51 points.
Moving on, Phil. Dylan Draper deep in defence here for Brighton. My first 2 games coaching here, I won. Talking flags, are we? And didn't go that well after that. But it's hard that step from 2 to 1, especially in the reserves and the Cs. But let's get back to the play. Sammy Parsons, beautiful spoil there. Release, handball. Prosser, inside, outside. Gets one a little high, but play on. We might have Exeter and headache number 6 there after that one. Nice release here. Looks for and should find my boy Ty Murphy.
Murphy enjoying a little bit of time in the shade. So we're heading to the latter stages of the second quarter.
Of course, Ty's father, Norm, resurrected this football club, Glenunga. So, foot in both camps for Ty. Zach Smith clears to Bilby. Bilby to Abel. He'll go long as he does. Beautiful kick. Why wouldn't you look for Hupfield?
Yeah, he's roaming further up the ground. Inside 50, someone finally comes to him in the form of Jack Plenty. Hupfield goes bang. He's now 1 goal 4 for the quarter to go with his 4 goals nil in the first. So what's that? 5 goals 4?
5-4.
Okay.
Do you have too much time there? It's time for the old think music. And they're just looking to bang it straight in the middle of the guts. Take territory, make it someone else's problem. And McDonald at ground level, he's been all right. I've wanted to call his name a few times without knowing his name, so it's a good sign. He's at ground. Don't pin him, umpire. Good. We'll have a ball up 60 metres out from the Glenunga goal, Phil Herden.
Yeah, that one I think was on me because I did have him on my computer, which probably...
Okay. Can I ask you a question? Why are we calling Tony the Cowboy?
Oh... I'll have to think about that. It was from Jacko and it stuck.
I've never heard anyone call it. Bit of argy-bargy here, bit of hello, how's your mother? What'd you touch me there for?
Ken Cole was Cowboy.
No, it's Cowboy Neil. But
Cowboy Neil. No. Ken Cole, I think it was.
No, remember Cowboy Neil coach Centrals, yeah.
I do.
And there you go.
Beware the dogs are coming. Red, white and blue.
Fletcher Wiseman will kick to the pocket here. Now, and the ball will spill out off of a deflection. So the principle behind that, Phil, and again, you don't want to give away a game plan, is the repeat stoppage principle. So what Glenunga then do, they then stack the ground on. You'll see a tight 18-man dense. It is hard to get out of this press that they play. They play it so well. They're so disciplined. You can see behind the ball, they're all paired off with a spare. And they frustrate teams. They strangle teams. They often beat them 10 goals to 6, but today they just look the goods.
Well, today they've had a finisher up forward who, let's face it, if Upfield had a little bit more accuracy in this quarter, he'd be up to about 9 goals. Glenunga would be up to about 10. And, we'd be making notes about how to keep people entertained during the second half because the game would be over.
Javor here. Wonky. Oh, he cracks in. Oh, bit of argy-bargy there from Capkin, just letting Ricky O'Loughlin know he didn't appreciate the treatment. And inboard, Glenunga, Tommy Boyne at ground level, but one by Brighton. He kicks it out. That's dangerous if it's last touch. Phil?
Yeah, got out of there, Blake Higgins. It spills to in the end to Schwartz, who puts the high kick up towards the hot spot. Lots of hands up. Who stays down? Is that Hupfield again? It is just his ability to get the ball has been astounding.
Well, he's kicked 5-4. He's had 2 or 3 other touches. He's on track for 7 and 30 touches, mate. I reckon he's going to win me thongs.
Yeah, well, I mean, don't forget, we've got the best on ground as well.
Show me, boy, and behave yourself, young fella.
We've also got play of the day.
The left foot.
And that's right up there.
That is beautiful play by Tommy Boyne. Very clean at ground level, low, took the ball at pace, swung on the left, and as you've got to do in Division 1A grade, Phil, no time for think music here. Just bang it on the boot. Doesn't matter how it looks when it goes through, as long as the umpire says, how big is it? This big. Have 2 of these fingers, and you've got 6 points, my friend.
Yeah, Glenunga have got their 8th goal, and it's been I reckon they've kicked the last 5, if not 6, in succession. And
I'm excited, Phil. You wanted excitement. I'm excited, but it's playing devil's advocate. Is it a bit anticlimactic? Round 1, it's looking one-sided. I mean, Glenunga will take it. Not a lot of noise from the Brighton camp.
No, and the other thing is that you can overreact to round 1 as well. So much leads into it, so much expectations at the start of it, and some, as I said, it's been an interrupted pre-season, and Glenunga just look far readier for it than the Bombers at the moment. Picking it up was Bjorn, who's just coming off that great goal. Just sent it Schwartz.
He's got one low. He happened to. It's not funny that someone gets hit in the face, but his knees weren't working, Phil.
And somehow the play's gone on, so must have been advantage that turned out not to be.
Yeah,
He's
they
up,
kicked
which
him.
is good to see.
And he's angry.
Yeah, watch out. Let's see if there's an even or upper.
He is one of my favourite little players. He creates things. He's exciting. He can take a big mark, kick a goal. He's one to watch. And again, Tommy Boyne just really starting to assert himself this quarter at ground level as the man they call Lime won't get back. Oh, he's a bit of high contact there. No, all good. I'm just watching behind the play. You watch the play, Phil.
All right, so the play has Tully Kennett kicking the ball forward. There's a loose Glenunga player. This is McMahon. He doesn't need a second invite to take a shot for goal, but Brighton defence gets back just in the nick of time.
Did you see who gave him the handball? Hupfield.
Yeah, it was a long way up.
Yeah, so he's certainly coming up again. He's not sitting there doing the old Tommy Javor graze the goal square.
So we've got a graze the goal square. We've got to come up with a 3-2-1. We'll announce the 3. The 2 and the 1.
It's up for grabs.
Along with the 3-2-1 for the other games, we'll announce on Between the Posts during the week with the Roll the Dice Racing. 5% share in a horse worth 7,500 will be the end of year prize.
Don't forget about the Archie's thongs today for the Tommy Javor award.
The TJ award.
Yeah, I'll come up with something, mate.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
There's a nice chain of handballs there from Brighton. They go long down the line. Might be a free kick down the field as well to Wellsby. He's probably looked their most dangerous player for mine today. He rolls onto the right from 60. He says, I'll have a go. Thanks, sunshine. He just needs to use a friendly bounce, and he gets it. That is a beautiful goal there from Tommy Wellsby. Shades a goal of the day there. We probably downplayed that one a bit, my friend, but it's his second for the day, and that's probably why he's the most damaging player of the day for Brighton. It's Brighton 3 goals, 113, but it is all Glenunga. 7 goals, 9, 57, 8 goals, 9, pardon me, 57 points.
Yeah, well, that breaks a streak of goals for Glenunga. Not much response from the Bomber faithful that have made the trip up Brighton Road in the Anzac Highway today. They'd be a little bit shell-shocked by what's happened through this first half.
Yeah, they'd scored the last 3 goals, 6 Glenungas. That's 9 scoring shots, and it's only bad kicking that's allowed them to stay within some sort of
Correct.
touch.
You look at that, you got a 17 scoring shots to 4.
Yeah.
13, there should be about a 40-point lead, and what is it, about 38.
Tim Dixon there in the ruck just gets, I thought he got shepherded out. Tim Dixon probably saw it the way I did as well, and Tim said, oh, come on up, I'm trying to get to the ball. I couldn't get to it, and you've pinged me. But Nick Wunke, the recipient of a free that he'll take all day and every day, looks for that man Hupfield. But this time in front it might have been Draper, but Hupfield at ground level now extracts a handball to McMahon, the inside-out reverse for Archie, and it's nothing but net. It's a goal. Michael McMahon with his first for the season, probably off 50, and it is all Glenunga 9-9. Brighton 3 goals, 1.
Well, we can put in a goal assist to Hupfield's tally for the day as well. Nice work at ground level to get the handball out to the loose player. And Glenunga weren't known for scoring a stack of goals last year. I mean, often they'd win a game with 9 goals.
Yeah, 9. You'd need 9 goals. You could beat Glenunga last year. They really just played that type. I mean, today's a perfect day for football. Not a breath of wind in the air. Yeah. Not even a drop of wind coming out of my backside. It is a picture perfect day. The sun's out, clear skies. Why wouldn't you want to kick 15 to 20 goals today?
Yeah, and this is an oval that, once it gets wear, it gets wear, and the middle really gets chewed up, and certainly later in the year that was the case. But coming here today looks a picture perfect. Blake Higgins sends the Bombers forward. It's been goal for goal, but Zach Smith stands in the way. Half time, you'd think fairly imminent. Glenunga 9-9-63, Brighton 3-1-19.
That was Zach Smith's strength over the last 2 years, mate. That ability to move off his opponent in that intercept mark, which he just does so very, very well.
Know when to hold him and when to move off and mark.
A great man named Kenneth said that, didn't he?
He did.
Yes, and out on the outside, that's Jack Scott there, the man, the Conor McGregor-obsessed man. He goes and finds Fletcher Wiseman. Fletcher Wiseman, former PAC student, young footballer, has been very, very good for Glenunga over the last 3 years, steadily improving, future club captain potentially. That's how highly held this young man is as he goes long down the line. Beautiful fly there. That was a Brighton player, Phil. So I just dropped the binoculars.
So, mate. I was checking something else at the time.
That might have been Timmy Dixon, the big fella in ruck. He's certainly battling away, but Wunke's had the better of him at this stage. He does win that tap, though. Davis at ground level just busts through, says, get out of my way, son. And this time playing in front, the Brighton player leads Mitchell to the ball. Well done. They look for the switch.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Well, that's the double.
And that's
whammy.
25. I'm not
That's the triple treat. You've created the turnover, you've given away the free kick, and then you've gone the 25 to make it a lay-down Mazaire goal to Lincoln Bennett. Happy 150th, Lincoln.
I'm not sure what the technical term is for pooping your dacks, but he probably should have taken the initial mark, and that's, I think, why the players got into him, because there was a slight tightening of the sphincter, and he dropped what he should have taken, but in the end got the free kick, the 25, goal into 150th. That's his second. I tell you what, he's just getting ever so close to the Archie's thongs.
I've got to tell you, Tony, 35 years of commentating, I don't think there's anything I've ever discussed that on air, so let's not start today.
No.
But that's 10 on the board, 10-9, 69, 3-1, 19, 50 points. And we haven't even hit half-time yet. And you're looking at that picture of the Glenelg bench, and it's...
Brighton bench.
Sorry, it is the Brighton bench, and they look pretty dejected at this point in time. Glenunga not yet done. Abe Davis got away a hurry kick. His Bjorn, who's already got player of the day. This time does the team thing. Spots up teammate.
Tully Kennett, I reckon, just by the looks of him, but we'll find out when he turns around, my friend.
Got the gold boots on.
No, I think it might be Lincoln Bennett again, is it?
I reckon it could be. Get the 2x4s on him.
So powerful, you can see him changing his mind.
Yeah.
And for those that don't like the 12th man, I apologise in advance.
You're going to have a long season.
It's going to be tough for you. My missus has been playing to me on our trips to Normanville recently. I can't actually make out who that is.
Okay. Let the crowd tell the story. Bennett is going to have a day to celebrate. That is his second, I think. Third. Far out. That's 11. 11 goals on the board. Glenunga might kick the ton.
And I'm
going to have to go back.
I'm certain they will.
And check the scores last year. And see
no, they did it a few times last year.
They did it, okay?
Yeah. One thing I will say is I don't think going into today, if you had said Hupfield and Bennett will kick 8 between them, we probably would have questioned it. But yeah, they've done it to nearly half time. And just in the AFL, I know we're not in AFL, but the Power are 37 points up, playing the bottom team.
Well, that'll keep half of the town happy, I guess.
Yeah, I wonder how Centrals are doing. We'll check in on that as well. Go you Dogs. As Bilby, beautiful release. Davis, chain of handballs, the tip rat Schwartz. Just bites on. Oh no, Bennett, not again. Gives it back to Davis with strength. Over to Boyan. Easy as you like. That is shelling peas. Footy 101, training drillesque. Glenunga are looking dangerous. And that is...
I've seen training drills tougher than that.
That is half-time with the softest siren I've ever heard in my life. Yep, they're all running out. So, yeah, that was damning as Tommy Boyan kicks his second and going into half-time, Phil. I'm not sure how we do this, but that's 11-9, 75, 3-1, 19. Can I give the goal kickers quickly?
It's 12-9, 75.
12-9.
Not me to correct you, Tony.
Well, Tommy.
Oh, jeez.
But I was wrong, so that's fair enough.
Let's blame all the errors on Tony. That'll work.
Hupfield 5, Lincoln Bennett 3, Tommy Boyan 2, McMahon 1, the tip rat Bo Schwartz with 1. Whilst for Brighton, Thomas Welby has battled his arse off with 2. Ricky O'Loughlin Johncock with 1. 12-9 to 3-1.
That quarter, Glenunga kicked 7 goals, 6 after 5-3 in the first quarter, and Brighton could kick 7 goals to 1 after 5 goals to 2 in the first quarter. It is a dead set rout. And on that note, we'll take a break. Come back maybe with a chat at half time. Chance for us to take a breather and be back with more second half action. Thanks to Filming Footy, this is the Adelaide Footy.
9 News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
And welcome back to Webb Oval. It's a great pleasure here. I'd like to welcome captain of the Glenunga Football Club, Alex Herden. Welcome, Alex.
Thanks, Tommy. Good to have you back out here. Good to see you.
It is great to be back, mate. It's like I never left. What an exciting start to the season. How could you describe that first half of football from Glenunga, unlike anything I've seen over the last 2 years?
Yeah, really good start for the boys. Obviously, need to have a big third quarter. I know we've had some fade-outs third quarters, so not through it yet. So hopefully, we'll talk at the end of the game about how well they've played, but hopefully it's been a good start. So.
Yourself, mate, obviously a captain of the club, ruled out. How long to your back? What's the matter?
Had some head issues, so hopefully pretty soon, but obviously pretty hard to know at the moment. But yeah.
Safety first with the head, absolutely, mate. Look, let's talk about some of these players. Lyndon Hupfield, holy moly, brought his own ball day. 5 goals, 2 goal assists. He's looked unstoppable.
He's been good up there, yeah. He's been a bit through the midfield over pre-season, but it looks good up forward. So we were tracking it down before. He's on track to kick 200 this year if he keeps going like that, so should be good.
If he kicks 200, I'll eat this mic. But let's talk about the man of the hour. Too sweet to be sour. 150 games. The veteran, Linky Bennett, with 3 of his own.
Yeah, not bad for a pressure forward that he is these days. So hopefully he kicks him a couple more to finish the game, and I'm sure it'd be a pretty big one for him this evening. Should be good.
And did he hit the panic button down there when he intercepted? Did he just happen to drop it?
I think so. And lucky he got the 25 because he wouldn't have made the distance from there. So that was good.
No, fantastic, mate. Look, thanks so much for joining us on the broadcast. All the best for Glenunga. Signs are good early. Good luck for the year.
Thanks, Tommy.
Cheers.
Let's
have a look
Nine News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Nine News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Nine News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
And then bring Tom up to do an intro to back and do it. No camera on Tom.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts.
What's Beck talking about? And welcome back here to beautiful Webb Oval, where it's Glenunga by plenty. Now it's time to throw to Boundary Beck Northcutt with her thoughts, feelings and emotions of the first half.
Now, we've just seen both teams run back out here. A lot of energy coming from the Glenunga side. The message kind of sounded like, run this game out, finish it off. So it'll be interesting to see how they go in the third quarter. We did hear in TJ's interview how some of their third quarters they might have struggled with a bit. So it's probably a good chance for them to really put in that solid third quarter, the premiership quarter, as we talk about it. And that kind of thing, but we're about to get into the bounce here and everyone's settling back in for the rest of the call, so I'll throw you back to Phil and TJ.
We're going to have a quick look at the midfield here. Starting in the midfield for Glenunga, it's Wonky, Davis, Bilby and Kennett, just being pushed around by McDonald, who's joined by Wheatra, Otis Carthy and the big man in ruck, whose number and name escapes me as I welcome back to the broadcast, Phil Herden.
Thank you very much, TJ. Well, an easy tap for Brighton, about the easiest thing they've had so far today. But what do you know? A Glenunga clearance and they're underway.
Yeah, Bilby there. Good spoil there by that ruckman who I didn't name before, but it is, of course, Jed Farquhar. Apologies to Jed Farquhar. Beautiful breaking of the lines there. Gritting the teeth. Head down, bum up. Bowl long and, great spoil, intercept spoil there. That's Zach Smith, was it? No, it's that man, Jordan Captain, coming in, making an impact in his first game. Has been very good, but Brighton still ball alive. Thank you very much, Phil Herden, who's just given me a soft drink. And I've tried to organise some barbecue, Phil, as the ball spills out the 50. And with the new last possession rule in the Sandful, it will be ball to Brighton.
Just had some half-time scores and we are not the most one-sided game in the league at the moment.
Can I guess what the most one-sided game in the league is?
Well, I've only got 2 other scores. So.
Okay, well, it'll be Tea Tree Gully and Old Ignatians, because I've tipped Old Ignatians to finish bottom, and Tea Tree Gully will be much better this year with the addition of Luke Brown and Justin Mascotta, Premiership coach, returning. Am I correct?
Yeah, 84-21, Tea Tree Gully at the half. Meanwhile, it's Prince Alfred leading St Peter's 48-33. Do want to apologise that we don't have streams up at the moment. Have been advised that the replays will be up tonight for those looking to watch those other Div 1 games this afternoon.
You are a fountain of information as Brighton just taking possession on halfback. They might switch here. Down the line certainly hasn't worked, but they go down the line to Big Nick Wonky, and Big Nick Wonky says, thanks, I will have marked number 9 for the day. And I'm not actually looking at the stat sheet. I haven't counted him, but he's had plenty. Looks inboard, looks for and finds the man with the long arms. Sammy able overlap release. Beautiful give there. Glenunga working up the line. Young Gabe Lagana has had an impact in his first A-grade game. Gets slung around. We'll get it back here. Little 1-2-sy. Nice little overlap kick. It is all Glenunga. Harry Prosser swings on the right. Might look for that man. Outfield from deep. But no. Good. Well played there by Dane McGarry.
Glenunga player's gone down grabbing the shoulder. That's not a good sight. Maybe you keep an eye on that, TJ. I'll call a bit of footy because it's been a great day for Glenunga. An injury to a key forward would just sour that a little bit. As we go have a stoppage, just Glenunga's side on the hillside here.
Do you want to get on the injury?
It's Hupfield, and he and his opponent are both calling for the stretcher. That is not ideal at all. Pardon me, not the stretcher. Calling for the trainer.
I was about to say,
trainer, not the stretcher.
I haven't seen a stretcher for the shoulder in a while.
But he's holding the shoulder, and I'm not a doctor. Like it is out. He's actually not standing upright, and he's back down to his knees. I'd say he's coming off, and best case scenario, it's a pop back in job, but at very least, he is in discomfort. Says I've sorry, Phil. Back to the play.
No, mate. Not much has happened on the play. I'm sure the viewers appreciate the update. There's been a bit of a scrag on the Brighton player who's going to get 25 metres with this. Possibly brings them in range of taking a shot. That appears to be, the man on the mark for Glenunga just outside of the 50. This is Jack Chalmers, who kicks sideways, and man on the mark will again be just on the 50.
You just see, mate, he's just holding his head, shaking his head, and the arm just...
Well, I mean, it was so heavily bandaged to start off with, so obviously something that's been a regular occurrence, you would think. To the top of the square go the Bombers. Big fly Dixon from behind, couldn't pull it down. Lots of players diving on this footy. It's a bit of a semi-scrum towards the goal line. Umpire says come in, I'll ball it up just metres away from the goal line. The ball game has Glenunga 12-9-81. Brighton Bombers 3-1-19. 62 points the lead. Usually we see teams maybe concede the behind. I don't think Glenunga are going to concede anything today. They've just physically moved forward this mass of players to about 40 metres out, where TJ will have another. As you can see, their player on the stretcher getting something attended to. Nathan Grimer comes over and just checks what's going on.
Just on the bench, not the stretcher, not to alarm
our viewers. He's stretched out on the bench.
Yeah.
Beck Northcott's going to head over and have a look.
Yeah, I think we've got a camera on it as well. But we just play in the forward pocket here at the playground end there. Not sure who it is that's going to bring the relieving kick. It might be that man, Jordan Capkin, the new recruit. When he swings onto his left, you'll know it is. Look at that kick. Beautiful kick to Zachy Smith. Zachy Smith will shake and bake, but shut down quickly there by McGarry. Well played. He'll run into goal. 45 metres out. He has a ping, but pushes it across. Point to Brighton. And interestingly enough, Brighton winning this quarter.
Well, there you go. And that'll probably be, you're down by a lot at half time. Is that saying, can we win the half? Can we find some small thing that we can win and start building a comeback on? Because it is only one game, there's 17 more of these to go. You just want to be able to take something out of it. So that's nicely done by Higgins.
You're going to see that all year. Sam Wunke's gone long to Nick Wunke. He's missed the target, and Nick Wunke's just reminded him he's not his favourite brother.
Okay.
And are we looking at that shot there? There is a huge fire in the hills at the moment.
Yeah, as we can just see now on a main screen, the one. So, glorious day, but not if you're up there at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a burn-off. Maybe it is. I'll check it out. You call footy, I'll look up the CFS.
Back to the play. Just a bit of a lull in proceedings early in the third here. Glenunga have had the control arrested, but with a very big lead in this game. One kick, Guernsey held. Brighton player gets away with it. Quick clearing kick, but it's all Brighton there. And they will send it back from where it came, but to a very congested forward line. But they nice hit-up kick there. So number 3, that's Tarek Illingworth. I haven't called his name too many times today.
No. So he's going to
line up from
the shots.
50 metres out on probably a 45-degree angle. Not unkickable, but it'll probably take his best effort.
No, it is a prescribed burn, that fire.
How do you know that?
Because the wonders of Google and the internet.
Wow. The analytical analyst. Oh, it's a beautiful kick, I think, from Tarek Illingworth. They give it the big clap, and it is a goal. Tarek Illingworth kicks Brighton's 4th in that third quarter woes that Captain Alex Herden described in the halftime interview, Phil. He said the third quarters have been a problem with Glenunga, and they have just switched off a little bit. And I'll tell you right now, they wouldn't want to keep switched off because Coach Nathan Grimer, a very hard taskmaster, he will hold them to account for all 100 minutes of this game.
What we might do is Beck Northcourt has gone and checked out our injury. What have you found, Beck?
Unfortunately, I think the shoulder of the well and truly out. Unfortunately, it's not looking good as The shoulder of Lyndon Hutfield is well and truly out of its socket. I can see the trainers over there trying their best to get it back in there, but it doesn't look great, and based on the tape on his shoulder it might have been a past injury, but I have seen these injuries before, and they're not the prettiest thing to look at or to have, so wish them all the best with that and hope they can get the shoulder back in, because it's no fun at all, but that's definitely the last we're going to see of him for today.
Thanks for that, Beck.
We don't play for individual awards, but that throws the best on ground right up, because he probably hasn't done enough to seal.
I reckon he probably has, to be honest, unless if this game just meanders along, then
he certainly was the most important player on the field in the first half.
when the game was there to be won. But I'll tell you what, Brighton are showing it a little bit here. Chance to kick back-to-back goals for the first time in this contest. Ricky O'Loughlin-Johncock has it in his hands.
Just a bit of restructuring going on from Brighton here, and a couple of changes coming onto the field. It's going to be Blake Higgins for Brighton. Making way for Blake Higgins is Ty Murphy.
The shot from O'Loughlin-Johncock misses. 4-2-26 are the Bombers. Actually make that 4-3-27.
Yeah, captain comes along to the near side, right in front of us here, Phil, in commentary. Abe Davis pushes his weight around a little bit. Gets pulled by the Guernsey. Well, he didn't strip himself, umpire, but anyway, play on. Quick play, but the umpires ruled it out. And one thing I can't help but notice, that Brighton runner's sunglasses, that is some serious get-up. He is ready for business, whether he's going in out cycling or running all day. That is a set of glasses that you just don't forget seeing. Anyway, back to the play, Phil Herden.
That could be your TJ's award. Best set of glasses at the facility.
Wouldn't have thought.
No, not on TJ's list, as Higgins' kick, though, finds a target.
Nick Eagar.
Nick Eagar, probably the target he wasn't aiming for.
No, he's been good today, Nick Eagar. Certainly done his job. I don't think his opponents had too many kicks. Really enjoyed his game. Probably only had 7 or 8 touches himself, but great mark there. Flying high was Justin Evans.
So we're playing a bit of kick-to-kick at the moment. Just the one goal this quarter, I'm pretty sure, to the Bombers. They really are playing kick-to-kick. On this occasion, though, it is a Bombers mark to Tim Dixon. He kicks it right down the throat, though, of a Glenunga defender, and they'll bring it out through McMahon in one of the two Tommy Javor pockets.
Yeah, so it was actually Sammy Abel to McMahon. Sammy Abel playing on a wing, and that's what Glenunga do really well. Their defensive wing will fly back into the defence, and they'll create that extra stoppage. As Bennett gets a beautiful release, handball to Boyan. Boyan back to Bilby. Bilby this way, zip-zap inside. Beautiful left foot, lowers the eyes. Misses Mitchell, though, and again, Brighton on the edge. Tap on there, Fletcher Wiseman, inside out kick, and in the words of Jason Dunstall, kick out, drop, punt. He's tried with a little inside out reverse Malachi. Doesn't always work.
Always looks good when it does. Not so when it doesn't.
It is the modern footballer, my friend. They do like it.
Yeah. Yes. It's well.
Thanks for that, Phil. I'd just like to leave you with this thought.
I was trying to think of something to match, but I had nothing. I didn't have an accent. I didn't have a joke.
No.
It was what it was. I was kicking it behind, but Glenunga are good enough to get another chance here. D'Arcy Mitchell inside 50 into some space. This is picked up beyond already. He's got one goal of the year contender. This time he sights it up for Tully Kennett, and he'll kick from a pretty high percentage spot.
Here's a stat for you, Phil. I'm about 15 years into my D-grade media career since starting on grassroots. I've never commentated or been in a game where a player has played better kicking less drop punts. I'm not sure the ball has spun correctly once for Thomas Boyan today, but he's had 2 goal assists, he's kicked 2 goals, he's been in and under at ground level, but he doesn't kick drop punts.
No.
But they work.
Well, he may be going home with some neomorph mouthguard as player of the day. That goal is going to be hard to topple.
Good enough for Kernahan, good enough for Boyan. As in Stephen, not John. Tully Kennett lining up for goal, 30 metres out. He's a beautiful kick. Yep, that's my fault. Oh, no, it has snuck in.
Despite your best efforts.
They do that to you, don't they? Tully Kennett, great reward there. Tully's the defensive midfielder of the group. He always works really hard at ground level, pairs off at every stoppage, and there's a bit of that happening today. Glenunga getting reward for hard work. Phil Herden.
13-10-88 are the Rams of Glenunga. 4-3-27 are the Bombers of Brighton. That is a 61-point margin.
It sure is, Phil. Now, I don't think I'm going to give away Glenunga's secrets. I think they're football secrets that I'm here to articulate. And you can see the wingers are Abel and McMahon. So what will happen is on the near side, the defensive side, the outer wing will fall back in defence to cover in defence. And that's why you'll see Sam Abel and Michael McMahon get so much possession coming out of defence, whereas the near winger will push up and pair off at a contest.
The near winger and the far winger.
Something like that. And there's not ruck rovers and rovers anymore either. There's hit twos and sweepers and stuff. Look at that flyer. That's Sammy Lime Wonky. They've all got nicknames, these Wonky kids. All right. Abe Davis, the monster, to Gabe Lagana, the kid. And he's beautifully tackled there by Brighton. Good team tackle there. Safe team tackle. You never know these days with a tackle, do you? But great play there. Jed Farquhar will contest against Nick Wonky in the ruck.
Enjoying a run here, though. Third man up on this occasion for Glenunga. There's Byun getting to the ball, but beaten to it. Brighton are going to go forward here through a series of hand passes. Otis Carthy with the kick. Pack sets. Spills towards the boundary line. Who runs onto it? Tackled beautifully in the process. It looked like it was going to be a beautiful crumb and goal.
Great chase by, I think it was Nick Egar again.
Jared Miller was the bomber who saw the goals open up. Couldn't get ball on boot.
I like that rundown tackle in the goal square.
Yeah.
That's the Archie Song type operation I'm after. Well done, Nick Egar. Probably shouldn't have told everyone that he was my uni placement student last year. Doesn't seem legit now.
You mean you're responsible for someone?
Yeah, I'm a developer. Luke going high, and the tip rat, he gets rid of it. Well played. 22, who's that? That's Jack Scott. Hasn't had a huge day, but he's played his role. It looked like someone was being held down there as Brighton just cleared. Jack Scott enters the contest again, probably gives away a free, and the umpire says, you're spot on, commentator Tommy Javor, it was a free. Take a kick, please, Brighton. Dane McGarry. No, pardon me.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Dane McGarry.
Dane McGarry has it. They're working it away around. Have had a couple of intercepts, but this time it works for them to Blake McDonald. He's going to try and move it pretty much down the corridor to Jared Miller. Onto Aaron Warner. This is where it's going to come unstuck big time.
So it's that midfield pressure, isn't it, Phil? They push up, they don't press back, they press forward, they roll, and you've got to get Glenunga over the back. The ball will never go over the back. That's one of their not negotiables, but they press up to a contest so hard.
Well, that's something a bit high. Ty Murphy got the hand pass away. Brighton into the pocket. Lachlan Johncock underran the ball. And did they get a touch? No, they didn't. Last disposal.
Captain, he's had a lot of kicks, Captain, hasn't he? He just seems to I think he's the distributor. He goes to the tip rat Schwartz. Schwartz, long and high ball, and held there, looked to me like Tommy Boyan. The umpire says, Javor, you are spot on again. Have a free kick, Tommy Boyan.
Gee, you could be an umpire at this rate, Tommy.
I think they do a fantastic job when I'm not coaching. Tully Kennett inboard.
You seem to have an issue when you're on the sideline.
Tip Rat Schultz looking good. New forward up there. Who is it? It's Fletcher Wiseman. 3-on-1 at ground level. Linky Bennett, the pressure forward, puts the pressure on. He extracts. He holds over the top. He says, how about me, umpire? Give me one. But no, it's not to be. And we just a couple of changes on the bench. Jordan Wheatra comes on for Ricky O'Loughlin, Jean-Coq. Is he a stiffy as well? They call Jean-Coq stiffy?
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Sometimes I think silence is the best response to some of those.
Well,
just leave you hanging pretty much, but never mind.
Oh, the umpire says no, come back here. All
right. I made a promise I would not throw you under a bus. I didn't say I was going to pull you out when you throw yourself under one.
They told me to be PG. I thought it stood for purely gratuitous. No, but Stiffy Johncock was in it. I wasn't trying to be lewd or fastidious or any of that kind of stuff.
It's only the third quarter, TJ. We've got another quarter and a half to go yet.
They haven't paid me yet, so.
You got to get through the game first, then you get paid. That's how it works.
That started with a great intercept from Lincoln Bennett. I've loved his game. Well done, Darcy Mitchell. He's had plenty of the ball as they're still working on that shoulder to team effort there. And I'll tell you what I wouldn't want to be right now, Phil, is that shoulder. They are jerking it and pushing it and pulling it.
Good.
I'm sorry, the ball, it's just out of our line of vision here, but I have got it, Phil. Brighton, they'll look for a switch here, and it is Aaron Warner. Warner goes backwards, concedes ground, gives some to take, across to Higgins. Higgins hits up Murphy, the beautiful user of the ball, Murphy. Right foot, always has been. Look at that, lace out, lovely kick to the wing. Shake and bake time, fast footy. They're on the go here, Brighton. They've looked good. At ground level as well, they've got the numbers. Just to fumble that cleanliness at ground level. Div 1 A grade, you must be clean. Inside out, checky, ambitious. Some might say a touch shellfish. Tarek Illingworth out on the full.
Bit early, but it's that kind of game. The only scores we know at the moment, Teacher Gully on the bit against Old Iggy's, Glenunga well and truly on the bit against Brighton, and Prince Alfred reasonably comfortable against St. Peter's. Next week, Glenunga on the road to Tea Tree Gully.
Yeah, it'll be 1 versus 2 next week.
Based on the percentages we know.
But our game of the round that we will be at, of course, is the Intercol Classic, PAC versus Spock.
Not quite. That's today, but it's a PAC versus Goodwood Saints next week that opens up the new facilities there.
Yes, and Goodwood versus Shock today, so that'll be very interesting. That was the one I found hardest to pick this week.
Yeah.
Harder to pick than a broken nose, as they say.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what Broadview or Shock will bring to Div 1. Port District, how will the premiership hangover work? I know they lost their stadium lighting with copper was stolen as Glenunga go forward with Kennett. Open man top of the goal square in Harry Prosser. He'll go back to nail another one.
Link Bennett, just he's everywhere at the moment. What a very good day.
13 goals in the books. This for a 14th, and I had better start looking up when Glenunga last kicked 100. Prosser comes in.
There's more people on the Glenunga boundary than...
I was about to say than there are supporters.
Yeah.
Although there was a good congregation in the inside watching the telly, and there was a decent congregation around the barbecue at halftime.
Yeah.
That's the problem here, trying to get your own food. You only can get it at half-time, and that's when everybody else wants it. So it doesn't work too well.
Yes, great for Glenunga to look after their old coach and send me absolutely nothing. Just want to get a lull in play, Phil. I'm going to have to just a bit of self-indulgence here, but I'd like to bit of a shout out to my beautiful family, to Katie, Izzy and Indy. Hello, hope you're having a nice day on the farm. Looking forward to seeing you at a game one day this year. They're up on the farm. We're heading to the holiday house tonight, up on the farm today. So
where's the farm?
The farm is starts with a H. Heathfield, Heatherfield, I don't know.
Harrogate?
That's the one. It is Harrogate.
How the hell do I know and you don't? Anyway.
It's my sister-in-law's farm. Who cares? Carry on. I know where the holiday house is. Normanville. Abe Davis, strong. Oh, and he got dropped like a bad habit. Absolutely smashed it. He just gets up and says, bring it on. Is that all you got, boys? And he's earned himself a free kick. The tip rat just looks like he's done himself a bit of a mischief there. He's just limping off like he's got a tack in his shoe. And he goes backwards to that man. I think this is I'm going to call him the distributor, okay. Jordan Capkin. Well, they just put the ball in his hands and they say, just distribute for us. Beautiful left foot. Look at that. Sent that into orbit. As Bilby flies, the little man gets up there and Tully Kennett at ground level. McMahon, quick hands, gives it off to Davis. Oh, good tackle there. It's a good contest at the moment. A much more even contest this half. But Zach Smith, again, just leaves a man, cuts across. Sammy Abel on the wing, the outer side wing, the far wing, the fat side, if you like, Phil, even though I'm sitting on this side. Brighton take possession now. Back there, Sammy Parsons this way, that away, zip, zap. Finds Zach Smith, he'll go inboard, and all Glenunga in there.
They are in the middle. It's looking pretty comfortable. It's become a little bit of hands-off footy, to be fair, and with a big... I was about to say that there's a bit of a late shot. William's got it.
Drop
too far out to score. Now little kick there, finding his teammate. No. So Brighton D holding up okay. I have done a little bit of statistical research, TJ. Glenunga hit the 100 twice last year. They got 104 at Ross Trevor. And then they scored 122 Old Ignatians. They did not get 100 points here at Glenunga.
No. And I think, are we just about to cross? Yep, we're crossing. We're just having a look at live photos there of Lyndon Hupfield. He's not looking like he's in the best shape in the world.
His day is done, and if that body language is anything, it might be longer.
The shoulder looks in, but he seems reasonably distressed. Obviously, a lot of discomfort, and I'd suggest a break on the sidelines at least.
Yeah, well, it's a long season. I'll tell you what, if you can get him right, geez, a potent forward. Will give plenty of other teams something to think about.
Interesting to see Sam Smith there just joining him. Sam Smith in round 2 last year did his knee and was out for the year, so he certainly knows what it's like to battle through injuries. We see a very high ball in the far pocket near the playground. Brighton working forward. Number 12 there, that is Finlay Bennett. High up and under. Gabe Lagana tracking his Brighton opponent. Battling the two young fellas like little balls, tearing at the ball. Oh, and he's knocked. Might have got one high there, Jack Chalmers.
Just turned his head at the wrong moment, I think.
And free kick off the ball going to Gabe Lagana. They just went on when they perhaps shouldn't have. Gabe doing a good job there. Real development in Gabe Lagana. Was battling in the B grade last year and now playing A grade. So it's just a testament to how far these players can come as Ben Tate chops in. Ben Tate,
now there's a name. When Brighton are on song, he usually plays a big part in it. His kick looking for Wellsby falls well short. Defender in front will get the free.
That's Darcy Mitchell again. I think Darcy Mitchell could lay claims on winning this horse today. I think he's been...
you don't win the horse today.
Oh, okay. He certainly might be getting 3 votes. If I've got anything to do with the votes, and he continues, he's had... In my notes, he's been in the best players.
I'm a bit worried about giving you authority over the votes.
Big fly by McMahon, ground level buoyant. No, he doesn't kick a drop punt. He doesn't like that. Here's the tip. Brad Schwartz inboard. Wiseman. Wiseman gets caught. Good chase by the Brighton opponent. And at ground level, they take control. Brighton. They should clear through a chain of handballs with a quick rush hit. Hits Davis. Davis with a release. Frontal handball to Mitchell. Mitchell with an ugly looking disco biscuit will be cleared by Brighton. And they hit up O'Loughlin out of side. They'll look for some fast footy here. Bang, they do. Nice looking kick, but it's all Glenunga. And that man, Sam the Lime Wonky. He's Lime, his brother's Roach, and the other one's Chine. And
okay.
Yeah, they've all got fancy nicknames.
Well, we probably have the status of the game, should be able to go through those at some point before we go off air this evening.
Yeah, Roach, Lime and Chine.
This kick down the commentary wing. Okay, is it Covington? The street here?
I always go down Lestrange.
Lestrange.
The Covington Street side.
The Covington wing and the Lestrange ring.
Very eastern suburbs-esque, doesn't it?
It is. But a glorious setting for some football.
Yeah.
Narrow ground. Usually low scoring, but Glenunga have found a way around today. They're 1 goal away from the ton. They have not kicked a ton in Div 1 here for at least 40 years.
Yeah.
So when you get to a game like this, TJ, you're looking for little things. It's
a stat, Phil. It certainly is a stat. Yeah.
We're not that far off cricket season with the ton. Wellsby has it. Long way out to score. He centres the ball. Abe Davis going back. And
Mountain.
It's going to be difficult to mark around Abe. That was a real challenge for Warner. He's happy to slow things down. Not sure where we are at in this quarter, but we're a long way into it.
It's 2 goals, 1 to 1 goal 2 this quarter, so it's certainly Brighton have probably brought it back to the pack a bit, and
Glenunga have probably been reasonably happy for them to do so.
Probably also plays into the agreeing with your statement earlier on, just how valuable. That is 3 quarters. How valuable Hupfield was without that dangerous forward. Glenunga haven't looked as dangerous. And at 3/4 time, Phil, it is 14-10-94 to Glenunga. And Brighton, 4 goals, 3-27. I'll be back with the goal kickers after Phil says something.
Something along the lines of, thanks to Filming Footy, you're watching the Adelaide Footy League.
Beautifully done there, Phil, and I think I've got them all on. Hopefully.
9 News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Welcome back. You can see the score there on the Sportal scoreboard. I reckon Sportal might need to have a chat down here and bring up something nice, big, electronic, but maybe on wheels. It's Glenunga 14-10-94. The Rams all over Brighton 4-3-27. They did outscore Brighton 2 goals 1 to 1 goal 2. Let's go boundary side, giving us updates from the huddles. It's Beck Northcote.
Back on the ground here at 3/4 time, and I went straight out to the Brighton huddle to see what the message would be, and very loud voice immediately was, don't drop our heads, we need some belief here, and I can still hear it going on behind me. They really want to finish this game very strongly, so very much encouraging, getting around each other, talking about the positives from the quarter, and that they really want to work hard this quarter to focus into next week. Over at Glenunga, they've got a sea of people around them. Everyone's obviously very up and about because they're going to win this game very comfortably, but the vibes from the coaches has very much been they've got stuff to work on and want to finish this game off well, so we will see what happens from that in this final quarter. Back to you, Phil and TJ.
Thanks for that, Beck. Enjoying the sunshine and the shade. Beautiful conditions to be on the boundary. It's you sort of, as a boundary rider, you can get the rain, the hail, the 43-degree heat, but I reckon Beck dialed up a really beautiful day today for her boundary riding debut.
And she's been good boundary, Beck, in her first up. It'd be pretty nerve-wracking being with 2 man mountains of molten lust like us, being in a Beck and Tom, a Phil and Tom sandwich. There's plenty of experience in this box, Phil, and it would be intimidating. She's been outstanding, has not missed a trick, and well done to Beck. As a team, will be even better for the run. Yeah, Phil and Tom sandwich, I went there. Anyway, it is going beautifully here. It's for Glenunga, that is. It's 14-10 to 4-3. Very quickly, let's have a look at the goal kickers. I may have one wrong, but I think I've got it right. Lyndon Hupfield, who's off injured for the rest of the game with a shoulder, has 5. Linky Bennett with 3. Tully Kennett with 2. Thomas Boyan with 2. Mike McMahon with 1. And Bo, the Tip Rat Shorts, with 1 goal. For the Bombers, it's Walsby with 2. Tarek Illingworth with 1. And O'Loughlin Johncock with 1.
Alrighty. Well, Dave, the winner of this one is pretty much decided. Should add, for those of you who've been watching the vision and can see a fire out to the west, out to the east in the hills, do not concern yourselves. That is a prescribed burn-off. Also, for those who've been looking to watch other streams around Div 1 today, yep, there's the smoke from that fire. Apologies about the technical difficulties. Round 1 always seems to bring them in spades. We've let the gremlins loose. For those looking for replays, they will be on later tonight. We'll give you some scores around the other grounds that we have very shortly. Final quarter about to get underway here as the last of the attendees move off the facility. Can tell you it's Tea Tree Gully by 72 points and Prince Alfred by 38, round about 3/4 time in the Adelaide Footy League Division 1. Action back underway.
As play starts and it's bobbing around at ground level. Just got a correction on the goal kickers in just a sec, Phil. But Brighton here, they'll be looking to close out this last quarter. Much better quarter that quarter. It was 2 goals 1 to 1 goal 2. And Tully Kennett with just the 1 goal. Harry Prosser with 1 that quarter.
Of course. Mark right at the front. So easy. Sometimes you write it down because it's so easy. Yep. Sometimes you forget to write it down at all.
And the Brighton player is in absolute raptures over this free kick. I think it might be a big dicko. He's not real happy with it at all. Big Tim Dixon, of course, the free kick going to young, he's not that young. Tommy Bilby with the old M&M blonde rinse. Horrible little kick to the tip rat. He'll zag.
Great hand pass.
He'll claim it. Lincoln Bennett goes for the Russell Ebert type kick to himself as the ball spills at ground level. It's McMahon. He's been quiet by his standards today, but certainly done his role. Yep. And Bob's round the corner.
Missed.
1 point.
He was about to be possible nomination for Goal of Player of the Day. Now, this is intriguing. Here's our kicker in Jack Plenty with his hands up, signalling touchdown, ball above his head.
I'm going to kick it to the same spot I've kicked it all day.
He just goes kabang, almost lands in the tea saucer in the middle of Webb Oval. But he's found a target. That's Jarman Segal who's marked. And the Bombers are away.
Segal was very good early. Murphy goes this way, that away, and in board. But Zach Smith, he's done it again. That's what he does so well. Highly underestimated, probably by opposition. The way he comes off opponents and takes marks and hits Sam Abel on the spread there. Abel will look for Wonky. He says, no, there's someone right behind you, my friend. Makes him work, makes him dart back with a nice little tick lead and hits Wonky deep on the wing. Phil Herden.
Wonky has it in front of a few little mounds there. As hilly as it gets here.
A few little mounds.
Well, they look like little termite mounds, don't they?
No, it's the developments.
As hilly as it gets, kick around the body. I'm glad that wasn't a goal because I had no idea who kicked it.
That was Tully Kennett looking for the second. I've already credited him with that.
He wants his second goal back.
Yep.
That's gone over the fence and out, but luckily is there a bag with some balls in it because that came back pretty quick. Brighton have it.
A bag with some balls. I guess you'd call that a ball bag. And he has gone
Radical
down.
Concept.
Yes.
Patience it.
Goes a switch that probably doesn't gain much, but they'll look for the overlap run.
As we might get a quick shot if we can at the next break of Hartfield, who's having everything strapped up. You can see there. I'll tell you what, that's going to take a bit of undoing. Gee, would you really want to have it taped up that much with your jersey on? But anyway. That's a lot of ice and a lot of tape.
Long and direct and beautiful mark there. That's Darcy Mitchell just saying, hey, I don't own a horse, Javor. You might own 3, but how about you give me a share in 1? He has been absolutely everywhere. The only thing he hasn't done today, Darcy Mitchell, is kick a goal. But early doors, the 2 most important players on the ground in my notes were Hupfield and Mitchell. In the second, it was Hupfield and Mitchell. So for mine, he might just be streaking ahead here and looking at 5% in a roll of the dice, horsey. Darcy Mitchell goes bang. That's the 100. Raised the back Glenunga for the first time ever in Division 1 at home.
Yeah, or at least since Hyde Park days almost.
1954.
1954, the Hyde Park Football Club. We should add, we're not giving away, just so everyone's clear, we're not giving away a share in a horse today. We're giving 3-2-1 across all games, and the player with the most votes at the end of the minor round gets the share in the horse. But TJ, appreciate your excitement.
How about some of the prizes we've got as well? What
we
about
are
some
giving
of the
away prizes today.
Just quickly as well, what else are we giving away? So, best on ground today, a New Balance voucher plus a Dartfish beanie.
That's slightly incorrect. It's the $100 New Balance voucher plus the iconic Dartfish beanie.
Pardon me, I'll get that one on my stiff shizzle
Everybody
list.
in the Adelaide Footy League Division 1 want to win.
Ball up, one there by Nick Wonky. He's been fantastic today. Tommy will be tackled hard by Otis Carthy. 2 balls have been battling all day.
But as they say, that's not all. We've got the player of the day.
The Neomorph mouthguard player of the day. Secure custom fit protection and unbelievable comfort.
So that's up for grabs for the... And then there's the...
Oh, we give him one then. That's the old shades of the guy that got 10 years ago. Hey, give him one too.
There's Blake McDonough weaving his way through some decent traffic. This is usually where Zach Smith has been lurking. It's a Glenunga turnover. That might be Smith there, possibly. It is a Glenunga player who picks it up. Eventually picks it up on the centre wing. Quick kick inside 50. Davis was waiting for it to fall down the back. It didn't.
Spoil.
In the end to Dixon, he puts it high towards the wing to open space where it's going to take a left-hand turn and head out of bounds, which gives us time to talk about the best team
just
player
quickly
today.
as well, in case we've got any aggrieved Brighton fans out there. When I said I'd give him one, it was a beautiful little love tap, like throwback of old. Nothing to see there, nothing to study, nothing to worry about.
Sure, our boss John Douglas can't wait for the correspondence from Brighton fans over the next 48 hours.
Nothing in it. It's good. You got to make the kids earn it. Nice high ball there. I'll come back to the awards field, but there's a bit of action there on the outer side as Bilby goes inboard, outboard. Looks for Kennett. Better pressure by Brighton. Hitting Smothers. Running, breaking lines. They might be on here over the back here. Can they? Can he take control of the bouncing ball? Bit of support running. Well done. That's good there by Aaron Warner. Goes long, wide and handsome and says, tell us about the best team player of the day. And I certainly will, my friend. You win the Mosey Bar and Kitchen Look After Your Mate award. That's a voucher, isn't it?
It is a voucher. I think it's a fairly big voucher. And had my brother-in-law come down from Tassie, or come up from Tassie, had to take him to one place for dinner on Wednesday night, and I could think of only one place, and that was the Moseley Bar and Kitchen.
Did you have a voucher?
No, I did not. I did not. use the voucher allocation.
Classic Javor. That's what I'd be doing.
No, I've still got 18 vouchers in my boot, unfortunately. But yeah, they really looked after us. Wonderful meal, great drinks, and a great location.
Yeah, Brighton to the teeth of goal there, but cleared. But they should send it back through McDonald. McDonald probably time for a shot here, but doesn't quite hit it right. We'll call it a centering ball and be kind. And the umpires paid the push. And the Brighton fans will be out there saying, yeah, you see that one. And the last award of the day, of course, sorry they're taking so long, is the Archie song, which is the TJ Special Award today.
TJ's
and it is
Special Award.
It's the Bruce Award. And yes, I'll be certainly giving that one. So someone who deserves it. The ball comes high, wide and handsome in front of us. Big pack. Some tired bodies out there early and midway through the fourth. But still good, clean movement there by Aaron Warner's. Probably got better as the game's gone on. Tip Rat there, just taking this way, that away. Oh, he's slippery. You wouldn't. He's just one block of cheese away from destroying us. Bilby gets out the back, bouncing ball. He'll swing onto the left. Little dribbler. Oh, and he's done the flex. Look at me, I'm a Superman.
It's a contender.
It's a contender. Interestingly enough, both boys named Tom for contenders. Okay. Contenders for goal of the day. Are we on camera at the moment, Phil?
Yeah, we are.
Hello. Hello, Mum.
How you doing?
Told you I'd make it one day. No, it was a beauty. Beauty of a goal. Well done to he had to do all the hard work first, but then, you do the hard work, it's hard to finish. A little inside out checky. As you said.
You're running at full bore.
They look good.
And it is a definite skill to be running at full bore and have the awareness, patience, or whatever you require to be able to slot a thinking man's goal.
Let's be honest, Phil, it would be a real effort for either of us just to run it full ball.
Well, we wouldn't have that issue, would we?
Let alone kick a footy. So I am coaching this year, and there's a lot of kicking footies, not a lot of running it full ball.
Who's got you as a coach this year?
Down at the Roosters, mate, the mighty Roosters, North Adelaide. So loving more time with the kids down there. So and Lincoln Bennett, he's been fantastic. Probably a bit quieter this quarter, but his first 3 quarters outstanding as the pressure forward. Bit of time in the midfield. He's kicked 3 goals. So I'm just looking, mate, because the pressure is on now. I've got to come up with best on ground and best team player of the day, and it is tough. As Tommy Bilby
is bobbing up.
He's just starting to announce himself late, and that you do often remember who.
That's why we note these and discuss these as we go along. I'm personally one of these things. I look at the players that dominated when the game was there to be won, and that was about the 11-minute mark of the first quarter, wasn't it?
It's a little bit harsh, but look, certainly, I think when Glenunga came out the way they did in the second, early in the second, I think the game was pretty much had a pattern that was easy to track.
Yeah.
It looks like it might have been a round of one-sided results, certainly the ones that we've got, as Bilby lines up from 35. Easy approach. Umpire says, I like that very much. And I think he's given some sort of play. That's his second goal for the day. And Tommy Bilby, he's played 4 good quarters of football. In my notes, he does appear a couple of times in the early parts of the game. So he's certainly been at ground level, very important in the midfield.
Yeah, last year 10 goals from 11 games, a bag of 5 against Tea Tree Gully.
His old mob.
And that would be handy next week because that's where Glenunga are off to, up to Pertaringa Oval. Meanwhile, Brighton will recover and they will host St. Peter's Old Collegians literally at Brighton Road next week.
So is that the live camera there? Out there?
That is, yes.
We see a shot of Dave Mitchell, club stalwart. A big tap there by the Brighton ruckman. Well done, Farquhar. Ground level Wiseman. Cleared there. Well done by Justin Evans, Phil.
Indeed. The kick to the outer side. That was an interesting bounce.
You like that, did you?
Yeah, well, it just seemed to bounce along there and just sort of shoot up like it hit a hot spot or something. But anyway, Glenunga have it. It is literally a training drill at the moment.
Oh, it's probably a bit harsh. Boying again with one of those inside-out, I don't kick, drop punt kicks, but he's been so effective. Do you know why, Phil? Speed of the ball. He takes the ball at speed and he's breaking a line so regularly. So he doesn't always have to spin perfectly if you're breaking that line. And at that level, at high forward and high half forward, incredibly dangerous.
This quarter, Glenunga have kicked 3 goals, 1. Brighton have not scored a brass razoo thus far. I mean, the Brighton D is just as strong, as pressurising, as suffocating as it's always been. 4 goals allowed thus far. What has been different is that there's been plenty of forward options. Hutfield leading the way initially. 9 goal scorers, including 4 multiple.
Question without notice, Phil. Can I give the same player 2 awards?
not out of the top 3. If you wish to add your Archie's footwear to one of the top 3.
No, so that's a no then.
But the top 3 should be different.
Okie dokie. We'll share it round. Okay. I'm studying, I'm analysing. I used to call you the analytical analyst of amateurs or the ammo encyclopedia. I can't call you that anymore because we're the Adelaide Footy League now, aren't they?
That's right.
You're the Adelaide Footy League encyclopedia. I've never...
Best work is the sandful, so...
Yeah, mate, some of the work you do in study and preparation, it's just... I steal it all and I use it and I work off it.
Well, that's the idea.
Yeah.
Share the love.
Share the love.
I'm here to be stolen from. Scam me.
Between my charisma and your preparation,
we'll put something together this year.
Bilby again, breaks free from the pack, lovely lowering the eyes, and just hits up. Absolutely superb play. Finds that man, the tip rat, Bo Schwartz.
And do you notice how no one's really in a hurry to do anything at the moment?
Well, they know they're on TV.
Well, no, but besides that, no matter how easy the game is or how pleasant the conditions are, round 1 always takes a lot out of everybody.
Yep.
Because everything goes up such a notch that your body is just not ready for it. And these are players, to a man will be glad when the siren goes and they'll get a chance to rest and recover.
The Tippy. He's a local legend. He's the icon. He gets his second. That's Bowie Schwartz, number 9 for the Falcons. And he brings up, is it the 18th goal for the Falcons?
Yeah, I reckon it is. And he actually spent a bit of time in the summer up in the Northern Territory.
He does.
Playing for Southern Districts.
So him and Zachy Smith, they've been called lovers. They're just best friends. They both have come from Darwin together.
Okay.
So they're very, very close. Live together with their partners.
Yes.
And
good.
And of course Zach, brother of Sam, former Sturt utility as well. So
and Sam Parsons, I should add, went up and played for Banks.
Yeah.
Kicked 7 games, kicked a goal. So good to see some. When too much football is never enough, go and play the summer in Northern Territory. And there's a kick from the clearance. There's another one.
Is that Davis?
No, what is it?
Well, everyone's high-fiving him.
No, it is, yep.
Big Abe Davis. And
he's on the goal-kicking list.
It's getting harder to not be on the goal-kicking list. I've missed one as well, Phil. Let's just have a quick little look.
10 goal scorers. I've got a total of 19.
I've got Hupfield with 5, Bennett with 3, Bilby with 2, Schwartz with 2, Boyan with 2, McMahon with 1, Prosser with 1, Davis with 1, Kennett with 1.
So you do it in a different order. Let's do it numerically. 5 for Hupfield, 1 for Kennett, 2 for Bilby, 2 for Schwartz, 1 for Davis, 3 for Bennett, 1 for Mitchell, 1 for McMahon, 2 for Bjorn, and 1 for Prosser.
Yes.
Total 19.
I miss Darcy Mitchell.
This is a problem I did not have with Glenunga last year, was adding up their goals.
No. And Wonky tries to take it out.
I never ran out of fingers.
No. Tries to take it out the ruck. Again, Lincoln Bennett just strong. Again, followed up. Well done. 3 strong players in a row. It was Bilby to Davis. This way, that way. McMahon gets dumped on his keister, but goes long and high. And it looks like he's done himself a bit of a mischief. He'll be right. He's up now. And Sammy Parsons just dropping back behind the ball to take possession. It might be time for a little bit of...
Sammy Abel is not getting up. He
just
thought about it and thought, it's a much better view just to lie here and look at that beautiful sky.
Where's that burn off? I might have a little look at that. But it's Sammy Parsons on the wing. Sammy Parsons spent a bit of time at North Adelaide, and a lot of these players have. So you look at Jack Scott, played some reserves at Centrals, and interestingly enough, I'm not sure how, Glenunga below the points today. So they've got some points to play with, and you'd want to with Tom Langford, Sam Smith, Alex Herron, or Alex Herron's no pointer. He's been there been here forever. Beardy's a no pointer.
But if they're no pointers, they're still to come into this lineup. Their B grade coach really has got it made this year.
Yeah, lucky him. All the work I've done, ride me coattails. Anyway, beautiful mark there by your man Stephen Segal.
Well, he's still standing up. I
just give this to Beck when I'm done to her.
Correct. Beck's coming to collect.
I'm looking for my team player of the day, and it is tough. It is very, very challenging.
You want to give it to the scoreboard operators. They've been the busiest.
Yeah, this way, that away. At ground level, Bennett! He's one or two twins, and I don't care. I'm going to say it. I said it 5 years ago. I'm saying it again. You're my favourite Bennett link. Stuff Liam, stuff your dad, stuff Tony Bennett. You the man. Happy 150th, my friend.
Well, he's kicked 4. Now, can you get him in the lineup somewhere? And if, even his best team play, if not for 4 goals today for his contribution to the club, over 150 games. If you're struggling, yeah,
We're
TJ's just showing me the list.
Yeah.
If I have any say, I concur.
Thanks, mate.
Okay.
Can't really take over in my
So you
first
better
week,
give it
can
to
I?
Beck so Beck can work out
okay.
who she's got. Have you put the numbers into help or just the numbers?
Yeah, they're all there, aren't they?
Okay.
Boundary Beck in the box. Yeah, nice to be joined by you, Beck. Do you like that one?
Just wants to see what's happened. Where is this craziness coming from? What are they drinking?
And here we go. Hopefully, time for Brighton to get a consolation here. Otis Carthy through the middle. Goes long. Beautiful looking kick. But probably to the advantage of the Glenunga defender. Ball at ground level. Hard to see there. Plenty of bodies between us and the view. And the umpire will say, I'll have it 15 metres out from the Brighton goal.
Unfortunately, they have not scored.
How much time do we have for a post-game review, Phil?
I reckon we could start now.
No, well, that's what I'm getting at, mate. Better players for Bombers today. I thought Walsby's first half was excellent. It's probably drifted out of it a little bit. Look, it's hard to find winners in a... Oh, wow, it's 100 points now. It's 104 points. I didn't even notice that.
Oh, the goals just keep racking up, and can't think of the last time Glenunga had a 100-point win. You might have a better idea of that, TJ, but it's been comprehensive.
I commentated for another network, we'll call them. Back in Div 5, they beat Rosewater by about 86 points. Okay. James Wonky kicked 6, Nick Wonky kicked 5. I was against Rosewater, against son to Steamboat Pierce, whose son now playing at Centrals after a big year at... Yeah, Ricky Steamboat. Ricky, of course, tells a great story about the day he took a big hanger at North.
Hold fire on this because Brighton are about to score. We don't want to miss it.
No.
Jared Miller, straight in front, will kick from inside 50. And has kicked it wayward to the right-hand side.
Should have stuck with the Steamboat story.
Brighton have scored. It is a behind.
Yes.
They're 4-28. Glenunga, 2011, 131.
So, yes, Dale Pearce's father, Ricky, played for Nord, of course, took a big hanger one day. They asked him to change him. How high were you? He goes, so high, I saw how he's coming. So he comes around once every 86 years. Look at that kick in, my God.
That's gone past
Capkin,
the centre circle.
The distributor.
Yeah.
Kennett down. Good defence there by Ty Murphy. And he's been consistent across 4 quarters. He certainly had a crack at the young fella. Probably not that young now. He's probably 20 years old now, but I've liked Ty's game. Anyone else for the Brighton side that stood out for you?
It's been hard.
Well, the big fella's battled, but I just think the impact Nick Wonky's had and Darcy Mitchell, they've controlled the air, Glenunga, haven't they?
They have.
And the ground.
Do we have any stats sort of just to... I mean, there's only one stat that we have, and that's that scoreboard, and that is damning.
Bilby just dropping at the knees there. Good umpiring. Look, Phil, it's hard to put a dress on a cow or lipstick on a pig, and when you lose by 103, it's a one-sided game. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, that's it. Only with the fact that it's not the last game of the year, it's the first, and they'll start at 0-0 against St. Peter's next week on their home deck with their home fans. And they've played a team that I predicted to make the grand final, so, you know, I wasn't going to come out and say Glenunga will win by 15, but I certainly said they'd win by 6, and that was... Oh, he's pinged him, fouled the ball, has he? Yeah. Brighton will have it. They'll try and clear across goals. They've come unstuck here a couple of times. Dearie me. Oh, and they've got the free. Prosser's just stuck a hand in, shades of Gary Ablett, 94 prelim, and yeah. And then the Brighton player has reached in and given away the free. Just looking around. Lots of hands on haunches from both sides. This game cannot end soon enough. Probably another man I probably haven't given enough credit to is Nick Wonky, undersized ruckman. Has been listed by other teams as the most hated player in the league. He can certainly rile up the opposition, but he's been focused today. He's been good. He's been a catalyst to a lot of their plays, and I've no doubt he'll be in the awards tonight at the club at Glenunga. So, missed shot, another behind. 2012, 132, 4-4-28. So the only question is, can Brighton somehow get this back under 100? It's down the wrong end of the field if they want to do something about it. Well, they've got time, but another big kick to that same spot. Big fly, stacks on, and then they're on here. They've got a one-on-one, and good mark. Excellent mark there. He's going to look for the handball, release handball. Otis Carthy, give it the 254 gamer. Here he goes, bang, and kicks an unhandy point. Yeah. Well, that gets them closer. 103 the margin now. Meanwhile, Glenunga's now. So we're just almost having this kick-off to see how far this one, although it's kicked to the side and it's a mark taken, I think.
Yeah, Otis Carthy here. That's been good.
His kick, I think, was meant to be a pass, but didn't work out that way.
You'd expect that from a captain as well. He's led from the front today, Phil Otis Carthy. He certainly has tried, but he hasn't had enough mates go with him. But I think it's not all doom and gloom for Brighton. They're a young team and at home next week. Who are they against next week, Phil?
St. Peter's Old Collegians.
I think they're a huge chance next week. They'll bounce back from today. They'll learn a bit. And Mouse is a smart coach. As the ball just spills out of bounds and the umpire says, I'll have it.
Yeah, so it was Glenunga by 21 at quarter time. They kicked 7 goals to 1 in the second quarter, 2 goals to 1 in the third. It is 6 goals to 0 in this final quarter. Good sign that the fitness, I heard the Glenunga boys running out after halftime saying they were the fittest team in the comp. Well, the fittest team out of these two probably.
Yeah, Lagana and Boyne, the two 18-year-olds. Spinneroonie, Darcy Mitchell again. Inside-out kicks not effective this time.
Brighton will rebound, kick it across. Is there a cricket pitch here normally? It looks.
Yes, there is.
Who plays cricket here?
Glenunga.
Glenunga Cricket Club. Okay, fair enough.
And
inside
out the back.
Square, is there chance? The Bombers could kick a goal. Tarek Illingworth is marked at the top of the square.
Doesn't have to be your day.
This is to avoid a 100-point defeat.
It can be your moment. Tarek Illingworth, this is your moment.
Well, that analogy works really well in baseball. Not quite sure if it works too well
when you're 103 points down.
A 100-point footy game. But you take your moment if it's given. Comes in deliberately, dabs at it. That is the Illingworth's second goal, Brighton's 5th, and their first for this final quarter, and the margin is back to 97.
Yeah, it is.
And there is a decided lack of energy.
I've given everything I've got today, Phil.
No, mate, you've been.
I think this one's in the bag.
You've been above and beyond as expected. Sometimes I just don't know how to react.
It's all right. I'm sure I'll get plenty of warnings.
I'll get used to you.
They certainly did cut some of my segments out of between the pace, so you get what you get and you don't get upset.
This is TJ Unchained, Unleashed, Unhinged.
Yeah, the Kernahan interview may not have had all the questions in it that I asked, but never mind.
I saw some of them.
Yeah.
A bit different than the one I did last year.
Did you want to spoon Chris Grant or drink a spoonful of beer? I thought that one was quite clever. Anyway, it's all Brighton late in the...
Here we go. As soon as I said
long, and it's a go. Oh, it's a point. Sorry. No, nice there.
Finlay Bennett, the other Bennett.
Yep. Probably not the most effective Bennett today of the team, to be fair.
A couple of behinds against 4 goals.
Yep. Do you reckon he'll go long down the middle, about 75 metres?
They have been for a while, and as soon as I started watching, they stopped. So, no, we're going to kick it to the outer side. And a bit of
ambitious kick, but... Zach, who is it? No, he's kicked it to Michael McMahon. Michael McMahon with those long arms. I think it's Michael McMahon.
Yes.
Let me get on the old binos.
It's 20-something, or Jack Scott.
No, it was Jack Scott, yeah. And he goes to Nick Egar, who'll go inboard.
I'm just wondering if the siren sounded and we just haven't heard it yet.
To Lime Wonky, yeah. Wonky out to Zach Smith. No, it's the distributor. He kicks awfully and a big push in the back. I'll even pay that one. And free kick to Brighton there in the form of Jack Chalmers. And should be 25 if he doesn't give it back.
Saying that the sting has gone out of this game really doesn't cover it because I don't think there's been much sting for about the last hour or so. But it sits with Aaron Warner and he'll continue to play on. Kick to the hot spot. Pack, no one can take it. Pack will develop. And
Aaron Warner's been all right in patches.
Yeah,
I think he'll be one of those players when Brighton are up and about and going, he'll be very dangerous. But it's hard when you're running from behind a lot of the play. So, yeah, there's that.
Picked up by the Rams. Brighton are there in numbers. Picked up by Farquhar, going back to go forward. Going sideways. I'm sure that was at the top of the square about 30 seconds ago. Now we're back in one. It's one of 3. Didn't realise that until I saw that camera shot. There's 3 centre circles here at Glenunga.
Yeah, he's very money with 700 juniors.
Has the chance to set up a hand pass to Wellsby. He's going to run into trouble. That's Beau Schwarz. And
Beau Schwarz gets a high one against him. You wouldn't be used to that. Wellsby here.
Returns the favour, you reckon?
Yeah, probably just outside his distance, you'd think, at this time of the day.
Well, we have questioned the authenticity of the 50 metre.
Not at that end,
axes.
we haven't.
Oh, what? How does that work?
Well,
Beautiful view here.
Yeah, Veer's right to get extra distance. Probably affects the kick, and Darcy Mitchell in front competes. And good pressure there by Glenunga on the line. They'll run it over. Safety of the line by Tully Kennett. Tully will give it to Darcy Mitchell, will he? Or Sam Wonke. And Wonke will go to Abe Davis. And that big body. It is hard to move off its line. And the winter months at Glenunga, it's going to get harder. Oh, yeah. What's the play?
I was going to suggest if you want to go out and give Beck a hand with your Archie's presentation.
Alrighty. I've been sent out the box. I've been dismissed.
No, you haven't. You just
get out, Javor. As we just got a bit of a standstill.
You've been given this special award to give out. We don't want you to miss your moment.
Yes, and just quickly, last play, it's Abe Davis giving off beautifully to the distributor. The distributor long. Wiseman. Brighton will get the ball back, and I might make way out, Phil.
Okay, thank you, TJ. We'll see you shortly with Beck for the post-game presentations. Make sure you stick around for that. And then we'll chat a little bit later about we know our 3 voting. We've got to work out the 2 and 1 yet. So, the play is on the commentary side. Back to Bo Schwartz, and no one in much of a hurry to do anything. Not sure if there's a case to be had for mercy rules in football, but this might be one of them. That goes through a whole heap of hands. Hand pass into some space, looking for Wiseman. Can he run onto it? No, he can't. He's still there battling at the bottom, though, Fletcher Wiseman. He's got up with it. He's got a hand pass away. Great work by the umpire. Let it go. Abe Davis unleashes from 40. He claims it. Umpire gives him a one-finger salute. It's a miss. It's a behind. 20-13. 133 to 5-7-37 on the Sportal scoreboard here at Webb Oval, which is getting a lot of long shadows cast across it now, as we've ticked well over 4:30 local time. The end is imminent. Glenunga will start the season. Well, will they start the season on top? That's the question. Will it be Tea Tree Gully? Will it be some other one-sided result we don't know of yet? You'll find out all the ladders and all the scores across Adelaide Footy League, firstly in the Sunday Mail tomorrow, and then the weekly wrap, which should be up around about tomorrow night. We've got some wonderful sponsors that are helping us this season. The Banner Crew, our game day sponsor. 9 News, of course, synonymous with the Adelaide Footy League for years. Buddy Bet, Neomorph Mouthguards on board. Sportal with the scoreboard. Roller Dice Racing with that Player of the Year award. Archie Sandals giving away some sandals for TJ to give away a special award each week. New Balance, Bianco, Buddy Bet, mentioned them twice. Farmer Leap Winery at Pathway will be a Coach of the Year award and Between the Posts. Coach of the Week award, sorry. Dartfish, Sports Interactive, the Moseley Bar and Kitchen, which will have the Team Player award. We'll see that shortly. Into the final minute of this contest, just seconds remaining, and we're basically kicking it between the 50s at the moment. Great effort from beyond to create a contest. Brighton now have some numbers at the back. It'll be far quite a plenty. Brighton now with a worm burner kick looking for Willsby. Couldn't pick it up at his ankles. Reasonably easy job there for Glenunga to clear. Kick it across the wing looking for Bilby. Siren due any tick of the clock. Brighton, one more dash with it. And there is the siren, and the first game of 2023 is in the books. And if you're a Glenunga fan, you've enjoyed that rampage. Glenunga, 2013, 133. Brighton are 5-7-37. Yeah, give you some goal scorers in just a tick. We're going to have TJ and Beck with some interviews very shortly. Earlier today in the Rezzies, it was Glenunga by 51 points over Brighton in the league. Turned out to be by 96. Just checking if we have any other results across the Adelaide Footy League for the moment. round 1. We've got 2 in progress. And it was Tea Tree Gully ahead by about 68 points against Old Ignatians, and Prince Alfred looked to be home against St. Peter's, leading by 45. The other games, Brighton, Port District, Goodwood Saints and Sacred Heart. A reminder that in all of those games you'll be able to see the replays with commentary on the Filming Footy site later on tonight. We do apologise that the live stream has had a few round 1 technical issues. The games next week as we corral our best on ground players. Old Ignatians will be at home against the Premier's Port District. Might sound one-sided, but Old Ignatians actually beat Port District last season. Brighton Bombers will lick their wounds. They'll host St. Peter's Old Collegians. Sacred Heart host their first game. I'm not sure if it's their first game ever. It might be in Division 1 up against their nemesis in the Div 2 Grand Final last year, Broadview. Tea Tree Gully and Glenunga look to be 2 big round 1 winners. Will clash up at Pertaringa Oval. And our game of the day will be from Park 9, the new look Park 9. Prince Alfred Old Collegians and Goodwood Saints, 2 traditional powerhouse clubs. We've got our players. We're just about to do the prizes. Let's go down to Tommy Javor.
And here I am after a huge win with Lincoln Bennett. Link, well done on a great game.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for coming out and watching.
Pleasure, mate. 150 games. What does that mean to you playing for the Rams?
Yeah, it's like the best time I've ever had since leaving school, so it's I'd never leave the club.
No worries, mate. You've won the TJ Player of the Day. It's Archie's Thongs, not just support, comfort, good looks. Chicks will dig them. Well done, mate. I'm super proud of you, and it might not be the only thing you win today. Ladies and gentlemen, Liam Bennett, 150 games and a 104-point win against Glenunga.
Thanks for Liam.
We go to Beck Northcott very shortly. She's going to have a couple of prizes, questions. We even got a bit of a feline, so we need the other 2 players to gather around in a sec. Just organising everybody here. This is live streaming at its finest, folks. If you just joined us, it was all Glenunga by 96 points. Let's go down to Boundary side. Beth Northcott has a whole heap of prizes to give out.
So we're here with our award winners for today from the winning team Glenunga. Now the much coveted Best on Ground, which will receive the $100 New Balance voucher and the very special Dartfish beanie, goes to Darcy Mitchell. Well done.
Thank you.
And what was it like out there today?
It was great. We were really flowing. We've had a pretty big pre-season, and getting a few new guys into the team really has helped us, and we look pretty good, I thought.
Well, no, you look pretty good from the box too, so congrats. Now, for our second award, we've got the Play of the Day, which has gone to you, Thomas Boyan. Sorry if I just butchered your name there. Now, do you know what it might be for?
Maybe one of the goals?
Yeah, so it was just a little, cheeky little snap you did down here in the second quarter. Do you remember that? Talk us through it.
Well, Mac had just told me just before to stand in the spot and didn't know what he was saying, and then he goes up for the third man up and taps right there, so I got it and sort of put it on the boot. Lucky it went through.
Well, look, lucky you were in the spot, even if you didn't quite know where that was. Now, back again is Lincoln, not Liam. And he has taken away the Best Team Player of the Day. So you're winning the Moseley Bar and Kitchen voucher. Now, before I hand those over, I forgot to say, Thomas, you have won the Neomorph mouthguard today. So that is for secure, custom fit, protection and unbeatable comfort. So important to get those things started early in the season. So well done to all of you guys. I'll let you go and celebrate with your team, but go Rams.
Thank you.
Yes, beautifully done there. Thank you, Boundary Beck Northcutt. And it was, of course, I can't believe it. It's Lincoln Bennett. Liam is his twin brother who'd be watching this telecast. So, yeah,
Thanks,
I was so good for 3.5 hours. But I miss you, Linky. He kicked the winning goal against Scotch in a memorable game a couple of years ago. But your brother today was outstanding. He's won 50th. He's won a couple of awards, including the coveted Archie's thongs from TJ.
So we've got 2 iconic awards now. We've got the iconic Dartfish beanie with about 3 seasons head start. Now we've got I Want to Win the Archie sandals because it's a special award from TJ.
Guess what? My wife might win on Mother's Day. The Archie's thongs. So, yeah, no, well done to the three players. Just out there posing, just in a little me time, but really well done. And look, remiss of us not to make a special mention to Lyndon Hupfield, who we think shaped the game today. 5 goals, 4 before coming off injured early in the third. He was outstanding, and he's put the competition on notice. He looks like the gun forward of Division 1 at this early stage.
Let's hope there's nothing long term with that, and hopefully we'll have an update on Between the Posts. So just about time to wrap it up. Beck, how did you find your first day on the boundary with us? How did you find it all?
Oh, it was great actually, and as we've mentioned, I had a great day for it, so I can't complain. Wasn't looking for the umbrella or things blowing everywhere. But so my first time watching footy at this oval as well, so it was a great experience, and obviously a great day for Rams fans here at the home deck.
So, TJ?
Was I unbiased, Beck, or was I a little bit shifty in my allegiance to Glenunga? I tried my best.
I mean, you couldn't sort of help it towards the end when they were that far in front. You kind of, had to get around them a little bit there. It was sort of unavoidable. But it's always good to have someone with that insider knowledge, obviously know the players quite well. So I think it's awesome to have that insight. And, you can't sort of avoid that when it's a big win like that.
Thank you, Boundary Beck, as we just see the Glenunga players coming off and being carried off by Lincoln Bennett getting a bit of a chair off there, Phil, and all the hanger-oners now jumping in the box in the club rooms for the free beers. I'll be there in a minute.
There's always a few more around the team song with a win. There isn't anybody around the team song.
They do belt it out a bit, so yes.
What is the team song at Glenunga? Without singing it, what does it go to?
It's a grand old flag.
It's a grand old flag at Glenunga. Well, that's the goal, and they certainly sent a message today. Just want to quickly thank our sponsors before we start to wrap it up. The Banner Crew, 9 News, Buddy Bet, Neomorph Mouthguards, Sporter with the Scoreboard, Roll the Dice Racing, Archie Sandals, New Balance, Bianco, the Farmer Leap Winery at Pathway, Dartfish Sports Interactive, and of course the Moseley Bar and Kitchen, as we might just see...
Oh, we might get that song, Philbert.
I'm not sure if we have audio, because Beck has the mic. I'm not sure what James has. So we might just...
I can sing it for you.
No.
We've got audio.
I can...
We've got audio. Have we got audio? Producer's telling me we've got audio.
A reminder to keep up to date with everything Adelaide Footy with Post It Takes. The weekend wraps tomorrow night. Plays of the week, and of course Between the Posts with TJ, Tony Neal, Caster Beck, Caster Thousands will be out midweek. TJ, well done, mate.
That was good.
Welcome to the team. Any final thoughts or words for today?
Yeah, I mean, the problem with winning the first game by close to 100 points, what was it in the end? It was 96 points. You kind of announce yourself to the competition. No one, everyone will be coming for Glenunga now. They, instead of being the hunter, as they were last year, they are now the hunted. Comp's on notice, and they look good.
Alrighty. Thank you, TJ. Thank you, Beck. Thank you to James, Liam, our erstwhile cameraman, and Hugo on production for the first time today.
Great job, Hugo.
Welcome to the team, Hugo, and thanks for that. I'm Phil Herden saying thank you all for being with us today. We hope to see you next week at Park 9 for Princes and Goodwood Saints. Until then, you've been watching the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks to Filming Footy.
9 News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.